message for all the people who sent me. Wait, hold on. Who sent me birthday? Sent me birthday love. Thank you.
Amber Heard was arrested for abuse against her then partner Tazia Von Ray. The two had a 5-year-long relationship, and though Tazia has come to Amber's defense, there's no getting away from the alleged abuse that took place at a Seattle airport. According to the arresting officer, she witnessed Amber hit Ray and then was arrested and booked for the misdemeanor battery charge. Though there was a witness to the incident, the prosecutor refused to move forward with the case and it was dismissed. In response to the charges, Ray told sources that the incident was blown out of proportions and that the arresting officer was homophobic, and that's why Amber was arrested, but the officer actually wrote to her Facebook saying that she identifies as a gay woman and that she issued the arrest not out of spite, but because she saw the whole thing unfold.
This is Sarah. This is WINO Forever, the Deeppening podcast. This is episode 17. I am joined once again by Mr. Arm.
He's here.
Yes. Never ends.
We're going to jump right into this, huh? Just like two quick...
I want to be done with her because she annoys the piss out of me.
Well, you're not going to be done with her because this whole damn...
I know.
You can't get away from her if you want. It's so hard to do this and avoid her for 10 seconds. You know, it's like it's the attention she craves. And if you go on, you know, there's so many hollow Depp heads that join this crusade because of her and have no interest past this trial, and these fake fans that are learning his biography as the trial goes. It irritates me more than anything.
I know. You are someone who has spent your life studying this man. You know everything there is to know about him. And to be honest, you should have started doing a podcast about him 3 years ago.
Oh, no. I mean, we would have been doing this regardless of whether this feud and trial exists. We have to cover it to the best of our abilities, but you get tired, the redundancy of it. If it's even if it's umbrella guy, Jason Momoa broke up, and AH broke up Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet's marriage. That guy's more clickbait than Joe Pesci and Danny Glover and Gone Fishing. Good Lord.
I think our problem...
Does he ever have anything substantial? Is everything hollow clickbait with that huckster? Holy crap.
Our problem, me and you and I, however, I'm too tired to even worry about grammar. We talked about it for way too long before we actually started doing it.
I know.
Should we do it this way? What should we do? What should we name it? What should we talk about? What's the form? Oh my God. We should have just jumped in like everyone else and put in like a tenth of the effort that we do now, and we would have been much further along in the process.
God forbid. I mean, like I said, God forbid you talk about anything besides these two.
Yeah, I know. And
the Virginia trial and the UK trial. God forbid you talk about his work or past, something from the 90s. And that's the mission statement of this. But unfortunately, we have to cover this to some extent. You're obsessed with this audio.
I think to get to the next chapter of his story, we have to get this out of the way, because we're going to talk a little bit about the trial as it's going on. We'll leave it to those people who don't have to work and who are able to study this 24 hours a day.
I hate the
cover
clickbait.
the trial.
What annoys me is the clip. When I go through looking for stuff, and on my YouTube feed, this Depp stuff just has been popping up for years, for like a decade, maybe more on my YouTube feed. Anything him and all my different accounts, and I see this clickbait, and from umbrella guy to whomever, it is one hollow fake story after the next with absolutely nothing behind it. Just filibustering, meandering.
I want to give credit to somebody.
Begging for money while you're doing it.
Well, I don't know if he takes money. I don't know his situation. But
of course he does. What do you think?
I have no idea. But there's one guy I want to mention who kind of I would say is the granddaddy of all of this is Incredibly Average.
Well, he's the guy that Doug Stanhope
Mm-hmm.
had Depp listen to, right? In a car. They were driving together, and Doug
Yeah.
Stanhope made Depp listen to his synopsis, and they used his floor plans and schematics
Mm-hmm.
in their own. I think Adam Waldman looked at it as well.
I think he retired though from posting videos, but he's the one that originally posted all this audio, and credit to him. He never asked for a dime. I think he just stopped. He gave it up about a year ago, and he's kind of taken a back seat to everybody else now. But I mentioned him because I'm using one of his videos in this episode, so I want to thank him. I doubt he even listens to this. We're way too small time for him to pay attention. But anyway, that's coming up. So
When's the last time anyone's seen Incredibly Average,
he's
heard
on
from
Twitter.
him? Is
He
he
posts on Twitter. Yeah, he just doesn't.
about this, or has he
Yeah,
removed himself from it?
no, he posts about the trial and Amber Heard and all of that fun stuff. All
Okay,
that
let's get into
positivity.
this.
Yes, please.
You have something you wanted to read really quick if you call this
This
news.
is, I don't even know if we need it.
Yeah, I think we do because we brought
Most
up
people
Kevin
know this.
Costner last week. I don't think most people know it. I think it was theories and conjecturing, and
Okay, I'll read it.
we just anybody she co-stars with, we just assume she had an affair with. So this is an actual blind item from Crazy Days and Nights, which can be right about things, believe it or not.
I totally believe this too. Okay, so the worst person of the day award goes to this B-list, mostly movie actress who is all about being famous no matter who she has to sleep with. Right now, she kind of hit the jackpot with that and is not shy about dropping his name when things don't go her way. Last night, she was at the after party for her latest movie. This is back in 2014.
Okay.
And was talking to her co star, who used to be a really big shot and is having a comeback year. At one point, our actress was talking about her boyfriend, and the actor said, "Well, when you broke up with him for a day or two, though, it didn't take you long to find your way into my trailer naked, though, did it?"
Holy shit.
And he said this right in front of 10 people. The actor in question is married. So the B-list actress is Amber Heard, the boyfriend Johnny Depp, the co-star Kevin Costner, and the movie 3 Days to Kill. If you ever read a review of this movie, it is one of the worst movies of all time, which is not
Try
hard to
watching a
believe.
trailer for it. It looks like a fake video game trailer.
And she
Like
looks god awful in
yeah.
this trailer. White
It
hair.
looks like a
Oh,
parody of a trailer. And you go, this can't be real. This
yeah.
can't be a real movie. This has to be a Jimmy Kimmel sketch of some kind. This can't be real. And she looks as pale and as hillbilly hot as it gets. And I mean hot in the worst possible way.
But you can totally see it, though. I mean, with everything we know about her as fact, it's not just speculation
Oh,
anymore.
who can't visualize that? The
She
Tonto
broke.
Man crap, right?
Yeah, they
Isn't that
broke up
right at
for
that point?
a day or two, in Kevin Costner's words, and she's already naked in the trailer waiting for Kevin Costner. And good for him for, staying faithful to his wife at the time, and I think they're still married, and just not giving into her nastiness.
He's an old Hollywood veteran. You know how
Yeah,
much of this
he's
he's seen in his
done.
lifetime of the
Yeah.
the
Good for him, though.
the
Credit.
casting couch manipulation, walking right into. You know how much of he's had a lot of power on movies where
Mhm.
he's been the boss, the director, the producer. Do you know how much of her ilk has come in his path?
I know.
You don't think he could smell that?
Dime a dozen. Mhm.
Dime a dozen
Wizard
from
sleeve.
how far away? And I hope that story's true.
Oh,
I
this is back then. This is before we knew anything about her, really.
Yeah, why would you make that up?
Exactly. Okay. Do you got it? That was my contribution to the Depp news. That's not really news. Just some
It
gossip.
kind of is. It kind of is. I wanted to know more about the Costner stuff because he gets probably unfairly lumped into the Billy Bob Thornton category with she's just cheated with everybody. And it's not fair to him, and it gives him. I think he's very much on to what her fucking game is.
No, he's also got credits built up with me. He did that Browns movie, Draft Day.
Oh, I know. Draft Day. I gotta watch that again.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
kind
watch
of
that.
I didn't I didn't get the full effect the first time I tried to watch it. Something interrupted me, and I didn't follow through with it. I got to get back to it.
Yeah.
Okay, I have something here. This is from abroad, named Sarah Laurie. God, my eyes are horrible. God,
It's not me.
Sarah Laurie Lasseter,
Okay.
and she is a Texas bitch. She is from, I believe, Austin. So she goes back into the Succubus's
Early days.
origins in the
All right.
yeah, in the Austin days. So she writes, she's responding to the many Twitter. It gives you such a headache, the back and forth with the Depp heads and the Succubus dirt and and all the different rumors that's created, and you don't know what's true, you know what's true, and people are poking around at transcripts and cherry picking things that make him look good and her look bad, and the never touching the Tracy Jacobs one. And so she writes here, this is from back in the day. I want to say, let me do the math here. I want to say this is from like 2003. If the Succubus is born in 1986.
Oh God, I'm so old.
Right, so she's not even legal here, and this is the point of the story. So she writes, hey everyone, true story. I actually knew this chick way back in the day when she was around 16 or so. We hired her for an Austin Film Festival promotion. See, already I believe it, because she's got all her receipts. This all sounds true. In one sentence, I believe her. We hired her for an Austin Film Festival promotional modeling job where all she ended up doing was act like she was better than everyone else and sucked up to the organizers, trying to elevate herself above every other model, all the while shitting on her best friend from childhood, who we also hired for the event. And he then dropped her like a bad habit. She then dropped her like a bad habit as soon as she went to Hollywood. Likely a very devastating event for the friend, who is herself a very classy and fine individual. She also got hired to appear in a film that had full frontal nudity and never disclosed her minor age at the time to get that part. And when I told my buddy, the director, she had better check her ID, he was flabbergasted that she was only 17. Could have cost him his entire career for producing underage pornography that had shot and the shot had made it into the final movie. This chick is a user and an abuser herself, and will throw anyone under the bus that tries to interfere with her career. I don't trust a word out of her mouth. Hopefully the courts will ultimately come to this obvious conclusion as well. Wow, that is a strong testimony.
Yeah, I totally believe it. Nothing fabricated there, not a stretch in sight in that story. I totally truthful.
And then she posts a picture. Maybe you could post it. She has her mugshot.
I'm going to use that in something else. But I post it.
But she's putting her, like the line. I don't even know, like the legal age of consent is torn limb from limb with this one, and she's it's insane. Everything she said there is like, you can't even really add to it because she has her summed up lock, stock, and barrel. Just the kind of, whether it's social climbing or try to find what's going to elevate me in the situation. How can I use this to elevate myself and leave my friend in the dust? How can I? She is never inconvenienced in any situation, and always has to have, and I'm sure that very move has gone on in every single film she's ever been in, from Pineapple Express to Aquaman. That should surprise nobody, and hopefully they could use that in some way, shape, or form. If I'm Depp's team, I'm chasing her down for testimony.
Her past is hinted at in the second piece of audio and that we're going to play in this episode. There was a big secret apparently that somebody released to TMZ about her, and she accuses Johnny Depp of releasing that to the media, and you'll hear what ensues. But yeah, it's not, you know how when we first heard that audio, we didn't quite know what he was talking or she was talking about because it was bleeped. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
No, it's in here. It's not bleeped in this version.
Yeah,
So
this
we
is the
were.
full version. Right, this is the full version. I say again, I was just complaining about how we have to fixate on her. We have to, we almost have no choice because
We're not
his
doing
entire
everything.
life, well, his entire life and career for the last 3 or 4 years is nothing but this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what has he done? Like, an occasional movie ekes out, and we have to get this fake excitement over these scraps he's getting thrown, and the release of Minamata, which is just this meandering TV, like just every week it's released in another state, and we have to break out the party hats. It's not going to make any money. It's not going to have any impact. It's just like these small victories, which are few and far between. And I don't know if there is a big victory to come after all this dust settles. But
Mm-hmm.
what no movie he can ever do, and certainly no movie she can ever do or
No.
role, can ever be more entertaining than what this Virginia trial will bring.
No, and I think she's peaked in terms of her movie roles. This one was a favor, the Aquaman role, a favor for
Well,
Johnny Depp back in
it's
the day.
implied, right? It's implied that he had enough pull, and certainly, who wouldn't believe that? With all the executives we rattle off in the Tracy Jacobs transcripts, there's so many 6
Mm-hmm.
degrees of his power, whether it's Bruckheimer or Dick Cook or whoever. There's so many strings he can pull, and the
Mm-hmm.
whole business. Tim Burton himself, who was Mr. Warner Brothers, you can make a case, owes Tim Burton a very big grade to launch Batman the way he did in 1989. Triggered a whole decades now of entities of dark Batman that everybody's kind of biting off, from the animated series to the other movies. They're biting off his style. Whether,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's Nolan, and I don't care if it's Zack Snyder. They're used the Tim Burton darkening up Batman was really paved the way for Warner Brothers in so many areas. So I think Burton himself has a million different strings he can pull had Depp asked.
Yeah. Well, I agree. So, do you have anything else?
But lest you think she's getting anything on her own, we're saying we know that, and there's in the transcript, Depp won't even say the name Aquaman, and he says something, get her off that WB film.
Yeah.
He screams at his sister.
Well, too bad it didn't happen, but here we are. She's now in the sequel, so hopefully she's killed off, as the rumors suggest, or drastically cut down and replaced in the next movie. Who knows?
Absolute cinematic suicide, insisting she play Mira.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even saying the film won't do well. It's pointless to have that drama surrounding you. It's absolutely
I don't know.
have that. Gut.
Well, I'm gonna say I don't know how successful this campaign of Depp heads is going to be in, you know, not going to see the movie, not paying for it. I tend to believe it's not really going to have an effect, but hopefully it does.
Well, then,
And
yeah, for everyone
that's the
that
only way
says
you
that,
can hurt them.
for everyone that says that, there's somebody
Mm-hmm.
who's going to see the movie and pretends they didn't
20
see it.
times.
Yeah, 20
Yeah,
times. I'm
exactly.
seeing it. I'm seeing it. I'm not boycotting. I love Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing it. I'm not
Yeah.
boycotting shit.
You've been madly in love with Aquaman
Let him take a
since
good
before
script and
she
I'll
was
boycott
born.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not letting that get in the way of my Aquaman fandom.
I'm
I
going to watch it. I'm going to legally watch it
yeah.
online. I don't know. I may go to the theater. We'll see. I went and saw the other one, and there was like an Amazon Prime
Yeah.
premiere I had tickets to a month before you got to see it, which is so unfair.
It's so bizarre. It
I
is
know.
unfair.
Don't ever watch Aquaman from the first row of movie theater
I can't
chairs.
believe you took. I would have. I think it's worse than the last row. And
That's horrible.
I like sitting really close.
I got to pick my seat. I read the layout of the seats wrong because
Yeah.
on the map where you got to pick your seats, there was no screen. So I read, trust me, I'm not that stupid, but I read the front as the back. I wanted the back corner. That's the best seat. And I picked the front corner, the
Why
worst
didn't you?
seat.
Could
It
you
was
have
full.
stayed and watched the second version of
No,
and watched it
there was
again?
no second screening. It was one screening.
Okay, okay.
And the theater was packed. I couldn't switch seats. It was horrible. I saw a corner of the screen. So,
I
anyway, off of
just
me.
I take such pride in and this is I'm sure that the Succubus is bragging that it's DC. The character of Aquaman is a higher money making worldwide gross than Superman, than Batman, than Wonder Woman, than Justice League. It is the #1 DC Comics movie. Lest
Mhm.
anybody think that he's not, but and then they continue to push this Batman Superman team over. Aquaman is the #1 money making character in DC Cinematic Universe. It's
Mhm.
not even close. And unfortunately, the Succubus thinks she has something to do with it. And
Well,
her movies that is made more than any of the Pirates movies.
acting legends from, such cinematic masterpieces as Drive Angry, made Aquaman $1 billion.
Well, here's the other thing. Unfortunately, she's using, I'm sure, footage from the Rum Diary to get that. Look at me in the water. Look at me. Could you see her pushing the
Mhm.
scenes where she's swimming with
Oh
Paul
god,
Kemp in the
and in the
and
nightclub,
yeah.
dancing in the nightclub like
This is
the
Mira. This is me. Look, I'm Mira in the water. This is just put the
yeah.
red wing.
Oh
That's Mira.
god, yeah. I'm very comfortable in aquatic scenes, and I'm not afraid to get wet. I'm
Somebody
grossed out now. Ugh.
I like proud that I'm the first one to say this as far as I'm concerned, but we can blame Hunter S. Thompson for all of this. Depp, you could your hero who you model so much of your personality and life after and mentality and the way you live your life. Hunter S. Thompson is the reason this happened to you. He kind of ruined your life. So your insistence on taking a very mediocre book. I read this book, The Rum Diary, at the beach. I fell asleep. It's not engaging. I knew like
That is the
Hell's
movie.
Angels should have been made. While I'm reading this, I'm going, why are you not making Hell's Angels? Why are you doing this? It was his favor to a book that never got. So when the book got released, I read the book before the movie came out, and I'm reading the book on the beach, and I'm just going, are you really gonna make this into? And I'm trying to visualize how the movie would go, and it was like there was nothing about it that popped. And I'm going, you watch the movie, it's so mediocre,
Mhm.
so who cares? And he's basically, if you take Hunter S. Thompson, take out all the interesting things about him, and that's the Thompson Depp's playing in this movie. He stripped him of all personality and quirks and physical movements. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that comes from. He's playing Thompson, but he's not. It's like a watered down, good looking Thompson with a full head of hair. Look, I sent you a copy of it, and you said you
Mhm.
couldn't get through it.
I watched it. I hated every second of it.
You hated every second of it. And
Uh,
especially, I mean, you watched it knowing you know what you know now about the Succubus. So you're looking at her on screen, and it
yeah.
didn't help that you had to look at her. I'm sure it's bastardized your opinion as well, but I still don't think it's super boring. It's just because I mean, it's just there's nothing going on.
Mhm.
People can't even. The plot is hollow. It's just why make it? And all that led to him casting her, and the ruination of his back nine of life.
Life. Yeah, absolutely. Now he could be enjoying his $25,000 a month wine purchases.
Kissing
He
Hunter S.
could be
Thompson's ass wasn't good enough
yeah.
with Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and shooting his ashes out of a cannon. You had to take it further. You
Mhm.
had to, like like the Succubus said, you don't know. All you know is excess. All you don't know moderation. That's right.
Mhm.
Even with Thompson, there is no moderation. Let's do this.
Yep.
You brought it upon yourself. You never should have made that movie.
If only he could rewind. He cannot.
I knew he shouldn't have made it in the moment. I knew it. I said, don't make this movie. Make
Mhm.
Hell's Angels.
Mhm.
You
No,
want
she
to
would
do a
have wormed
Thompson movie?
she would have
Nah, I don't
wormed her
think
way
she.
into that.
Well, we saw that clip of her slithering into the Public Enemy's premiere.
Oh
That's the look
yeah.
she had. That's the Chenault look. So they were filming that, I think, right around that time.
Mhm. She knew exactly what she was doing. So,
Okay, let's get to this audio.
you have anything else before we do? Last
No,
call.
no,
Okay.
let's get.
Let's get her out of our lives for a minute.
What's
First
that?
cl- I know. First section here, we're just finishing up the last few minutes of the initial audio drop. Their one-on-one session for the recording session for their marriage counselor. And I will introduce the next one after this one ends. Okay, here we go. Volume should be better this time.
If I didn't want to be with you, I wouldn't be with you. If you didn't want to be with me, you wouldn't be with me. And that's really what it boils down to.
That's as loud as it goes.
Is it not loud enough?
He's trailing off. I don't know if it's him. He tends to trail off all the
That's a
time.
normal day for him.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying I
Well, they're
don't know if
also this section. It's the wind down, so they're calmed down now, and they're going back and forth on promises. So yeah, they're going to be very quiet. But this isn't long at all.
Well, like I said, they should be mic'd up, right? If you're gonna do this, do it right. No, I'm not kidding. Like if it's the family therapist, the couples therapy technique, if you're gonna do this, do it right. Have them mic'd up. I'm not kidding. Like if you're gonna do it, have it where you can hear it. Why would you want to not be able to make out? The whole point is to get the dialogue. They're not doing a radio show, so there's dead air and.
You think the
can't
counselor
expect them to-
actually listened to this? Nobody listened to
Like
this.
they're looking like we want to be entertaining. For these tapes might leak out to every human being on Twitter, so we want to be as entertaining as possible for them. It's so we have to take into account this is not a radio show. This is
Had
just,
they actually done the assignment and listened back to this, they may have learned something about who needs to leave this marriage. Nobody listened to this back.
Yes, that's a good point.
Okay. All right, let's get through this part, and then we'll move into some yelling.
To be together, let's do our best to fix what's broken within the machine, within our machine, the machine that is us.
See the lighter. Where are the cigarettes?
Lots of that coming. Clink, clink.
You could shoot the rum diary in between this dead air.
I know. I should have put some music
Shoot
in
a short film. I should put the Rock City Angels, Mary, the song he wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Or P.
No. Heroes.
And I'll never see. Oh, was that
That's why I came.
That's why I came.
I'm still married to him.
Oh, God.
I can't stand when she goes into that wounded, victim voice.
I hated it.
Professional victim.
Mm-hmm.
I hated having to leave. I hated fucking getting here. I couldn't fall asleep. Fucking ambient and a half finally. And, woke up like 3 hours fucking later. Feeling like.
He got 3 hours sleep. That sounds like you. And you on a normal day.
At least I'm cognizant of. Does he listen to NBA radio too in the background?
Yeah.
Why? Fucking why?
How does Depp stave off a hangover?
Hope this is important enough for you to fight.
You know what I may do? I may just skip through this. We can get to the second one.
No, keep it going.
Okay.
I didn't realize how.
What?
I mean, you heard me get physically angry when he said, "Baby, baby, baby."
Oh, there's lots of mans
baby,
coming up in the second one.
I know, that's my favorite thing is
Man.
giving bro speak to another woman. Come on, dude. Come on, Chief. Come on, bro. It's great. You're a great guy.
Why do you say that?
I can't do it alone. I woke up first thing and called you.
You sure?
Called you last night. This is foolish, And I understand part of it, but I also see like You know I love you. I know I've got my fuck-ups and my issues. At least you know I love you.
Okay, did you hear that?
Which part? I mean, I don't know what you're.
Okay, she says, paraphrasing, you know I love you and I have issues.
I couldn't hear the issues. Yeah, I couldn't hear the issues. Was mumbled.
That's her opportunity to also throw in, but you have issues too. You hit me and you drag me by the hair through broken glass and you smack me, etc., etc. None of that comes up here. I don't know why. Maybe because that would never happened.
Well, it's also a great way to you be slightly self-deprecating. You go, I know I have my issues, but you drive me, and especially when you're dealing with drugs and him, you can say anything.
She never does that though. That's her
But
opportunity.
you can make up. I mean, after the fact.
Mhm.
After this, he has this.
You know,
I mean,
if I'm the judge in the UK, I'm because he had the opportunity to ask her questions, right? While she's on the stand.
yeah.
I'm asking her why, it's a private, quote unquote, private conversation between you and him. This man that you allege abuses you mercilessly. Why would you not even casually mention abuse? You never do it, but you talk about your own issues with violence and anger, throwing things, but you never really dive too deeply into his issues, except for this monster, which you're so vague about. I don't know.
She could say that she's trying to. She's too cognizant of the therapist listening to this, and
Ugh,
she's holding back.
I
You know what I
guess.
mean? Like, oh, I was trying to protect him, and I
But he
still want to make this work, and I was holding back what I really went on.
but he never asked anything like that. He allowed her to go into chambers with him and describe private things of a sexual nature between them.
She's visualizing what's going to go on in her life without him, and by that I mean the glamour side of the access that he has. What is
Mhm.
life going to be like if I don't have his access? That's
Mhm.
all she's thinking about it every second of the day. And
Yeah,
don't
you're
fool
right.
yourself for 1 minute. Anything else is going on. How do I survive without his access?
Mhm. All right, let's get through this.
Now you notice the Aquaman, the Aquaman 2. Do you think it was a coincidence she tried to run the clock out and delay the second trial before? Just let's get Aquaman 2 in, and then we'll do the trial. Because
Well,
once the
why
trial comes,
it's also a good point with her kid. She timed that kid to be born at the exact moment the trial was originally supposed to start.
right?
So the trial was delayed. So I think she would have done everything she could to use that child to get out of this trial
I
somehow.
can't imagine that whole court, everybody involved at the Fairfax courts. It's Fairhead, right? That's the
Yeah.
Virginia,
Mhm.
are not completely spent on her tedium and the delay tactics and just going. They have to be going. Please, let's get this on. Let's get closure on. I am so tired of and just the attention it's already gotten, and it hasn't even started yet. And her delaying it and bringing it and
Yeah.
just using all this
She's
obfuscation.
she's threatened with sanctions constantly because she's constantly filing motions to delay
Yeah,
to
right.
get this crazy access to information from him, which she's not entitled to, honestly. But she's never sanctioned or anything. Nothing of note that I'm aware of anyway. It's just constant threats from the judge, but nothing comes of it.
However, these lawyers are getting paid. And initially, it
Oh
was
god, they love it.
him paying for them, or
Yeah.
she wants him to pay.
Mhm.
She's the transcript of her sending him bills of. Could you imagine that? Paying for somebody else's lawyers while they're trying to ruin your life, and
The
it
bad
goes
thing
on
is
all the time.
sad thing is too, if he wins, he gets 50 million, minimum. He could get more depending on what the jury thinks.
Well,
But
I'm sure that
it's just going to cover the legal fees.
yeah, and I think he and his team are just like, all right, no, we're gonna have them. I mean, you talk about producing receipts, right? She's like, I don't care if it takes, you got to shoot Pineapple Express 6. We're getting
Yeah.
every penny of what you make, and it's not coming from Elon Musk. And you're going to show us. They're going to have a paper trail. They're actually going to trace it back to every dime, just assuming he wins.
Mm-hmm.
How is she paying him? And they're going to want receipt. No, it's not coming from Elon Musk. You're doing it. You're doing it. She's never paid for a thing in her life, from DoorDash to
Her baby.
private jet to a favorite.
You know I love you more. Than me. Just know that. Do you know that?
What?
I love you more than me. I love you.
More than yourself?
Yeah. If you don't debase yourself and embarrass yourself like that, it's not for you. Because you're worried about protecting yourself.
I don't think you debased yourself in any way. I think it's very brave. It's a very...
Your feet are swollen.
I don't know what?
Like her deflection, her physical deflections were.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Trying to
that's a symptom or a side effect of one of his medications.
The Succubus.
Yeah,
Trying to
exactly. Yes.
deflect onto some physical deformity he might have, the fake concern.
Yeah.
Look at how I take care of you. Your feet are so swollen.
You nailed it. That's exactly what it is.
That's all she does. With him, you could point to, I think he has some kind of stroke face lately. His kind of lips are kind of flickering up when he speaks. And I don't know if that's a deliberate, he does things a lot of times that are just deliberate affect, but something.
His blood pressure's got to be insane. If he hasn't had a stroke by now, I'm shocked.
I'm sure Dr. Kipper has
Yeah.
got quite a workout
And
monitoring all that stuff.
That's another reason I hope he stopped with the cocaine.
Does this guy ever say to him, Johnny,
No.
you're pushing 60. Stop the fucking cigarettes or I'm out of here.
No. It's not going to happen.
I'm not, I'm not the Merry Maids cleaning service for your lungs.
Yeah.
What is this, Made in Manhattan for your lungs? Stop smoking. You're almost 60.
I forget the guy's name.
We got it. You're cool. We got it. We got it. You look cool. We got it. You're a rock and roller. You love the rock community. We got it. Stop smoking. You're almost 60. Stop. 3 packs a day. You have kids. There's a scene in Blow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got on a roll there. There's a scene in Blow where he has a heart attack. Do you remember this? And it's actually a guy from the original Fox, Pete Schumacher from the Gary Shandling show. Michael Tucci plays the doctor in this scene. He goes, George, I have no interest in whether you live or die, but please, you're I think he said you're almost 40 or something. Or you're 43 now. Please stop for your kids. Stop with the drugs. And he's basically rattling off all the substances he's taking. But I mean, it's ridiculously eerie to his real life. And now it's 15 years later.
Yeah. Well, it's almost, I was going to say, I forgot the guy's name, but it came to me. It's like Elvis's doctor, Dr. Nick.
Oh, I don't know that story. That's
eerily.
You're pretty genius at drawing comparisons to Elvis and Jim Morrison.
Yeah,
but Elvis is worse because it's later in life.
Yeah. Well,
what year did Elvis die?
77, August 77.
How old was he?
42.
Oh wow, so Depp's outlived him by 16 years.
Yeah, well, Elvis was fried, no pun intended, but his brain was fried. Same with Jim Morrison. But Depp's an amateur in the drug.
So what's up with Dr. Nick?
Anyway, yeah, Dr. Nick was Elvis's doctor, Dr. Feelgood. And later he was prosecuted for all the drugs he gave Elvis. But Dr. Nick and Dr. Kipper look eerily similar. They have
wow, really?
The white. I'm going to put a side by side up. wrote down the time so I could do that, but it's so creepy. It's like one is like Dr. Nick is Dr. Kipper's father. The over-tanned white hair with like the wide collar, fake machismo. Ugh,
You
it's
know who
just
Vincent? You
scary.
know who Vincent Gallo is?
Yeah, of course.
He's like a creepy, weird-looking
Yeah, he
actor
did.
with
He did the bunny
crazy
movie.
eyes. Yes,
Yeah.
right. He
Mhm.
was in Arizona Dream. He did it Buffalo '66.
Yep.
He hasn't had a very like elongated career. He's done like 5 movies. And somehow we should even know his name. Like he's done some weird, scrappy independent movies. And that's about it. I don't even know, how does a guy like that survive? Like I haven't seen him, and
Yeah, I
somehow we
know.
know his name. He's pushing 60 now too. He was in Arizona Dream. He played Depp's half brother, I believe, in the
Mhm.
movie. I haven't seen it in a really long time. Jerry Lewis was his uncle. Yeah, cousin maybe. So Jerry Lewis was Depp's uncle in the movie. Faye Dunaway's in the movie. That's all the cast in Into the Great Wide Open.
Mhm.
And Vincent Gallo was interviewed about Depp somewhere. I think it was a print interview, and he said something eerie because you bring Elvis up, and he said something like he's like, yeah, Johnny's like, he's got this real like Elvis and his mom complex. He really reminds me of him and his.
That's true.
He's from Kentucky, and he's like this backwater hick initially, and like him and his mom really remind me. It's like this Elvis and his mom complex he has.
Well, I don't see. It's not that bad, but Elvis was obsessed. I'm sorry, this is not an Elvis podcast, and I shouldn't know any of this. Elvis was obsessed with his mother. It was almost rumored that it was sexual, which I doubt. But I don't see Depp's not that. I don't get that vibe from Depp at all about his mother.
No, they're not entirely.
He has a lot of anger built up from his childhood, which I
Elvis from
understand. But
Tennessee, right?
yeah, Tupelo. Oh my God, is that
Like a
Mississippi?
blue. Yeah, Tennessee and Kentucky are pretty
Yeah,
synonymous
yeah,
with
same,
around
whatever.
very similar traditions and routines going there. They border each other. It's very. And I went to Murray State, Kentucky, and it's like 5 seconds away from Tennessee,
Yeah.
and it's just the two states are just like interwoven. Um, but Elvis, like I said, died at 42. It's funny, we considered him old. Like
Mhm.
this is old Elvis. So 42's old.
Yeah,
When did that happen?
I
Because it
know.
was like the
That
joke
was
old
last year.
Elvis, and like I didn't realize he was that young. When that's not old at all.
Well, when you eat a pound of bacon on a sandwich, you're probably going to die at 42,
Right.
and you fry your
Old
brain
Elvis.
constantly.
Old Elvis is 6 years younger than Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I know. Getting hot chicks too, though, up until the end. Anyway, all right. Okay, let's get this over with. I'm anxious to get to the next one.
You took your morning nap?
Oh, here she
Oh,
goes.
nurse
Swell.
succubus,
What?
the nursubus.
Swell.
Not swelling?
It's fucking
Oh, you must just be through this off.
like a muscle or
I like when we hear Depp do civilian things.
Coughing.
Just anything that looks like, does he wake up at 9:30 on a Sunday and check his fantasy football team?
Yeah, okay.
Just like anything. Like he's such a unicorn. He's
I think he rolls out of bed at
walking on.
1.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying. I'm saying just even something simple like it's just he seems almost immortal, and I don't mean that in a obsequious way.
Ooh,
I
la
want
la.
to see him do. I want to see him do civilian. I love when he is forced to do civilian things,
Mhm.
pedestrian things.
How depressing is it though? The guy you know as Tom Hansen and Edward Scissorhands is talking about because he's old. He's talking about his feet being swollen up or swelled up.
Is that a gout thing or is that some medication?
It's probably medication because
Okay.
she's jumping all over that. But I think he just
Oh
said.
yeah.
I think he just said no. My feet are not swollen. So I think she, like you said before, she's trying to sidetrack this whole
The
thing.
nursubus, yeah.
Exactly. So you need me to notice these things. All right.
wanna do anything bad to you. I don't want to harm you. I don't want to hurt you. I don't.
I know
Just,
the court stenographer
I'll
feels.
I'll do every fucking thing I can.
If it's hard to hear, he's basically just saying, I don't want to do anything to hurt you. I don't blah, blah, blah. I'll do everything I can.
The more
It's
melodramatic it
gotta
sounds, the more sick I am. Sickened by it.
This is almost over.
Yes,
Yes.
I agree.
And what you did by calling me last night, you fell asleep on the phone. You do realize that.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Does he have a
I had to
landline?
Ambien myself. Again.
It's all right. I said a sweet goodnight to you while you were sleeping.
Ugh.
Did you tell her to sleep in?
I thought you were sleeping once before. I think you might have fallen asleep once before, and then woke up.
You think she ever falls asleep when she's on the phone with Elon Musk? I don't see that happening. Do you hear what he said? I said a sweet goodnight to you while you were sleeping. Oh my God.
You're hearing it better than I hear. I didn't catch that on my end.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to just skip? I'll skip. Let's skip a couple minutes.
No, just keep it.
Okay.
Continue talking. And then I was saying something, talking, and then suddenly there was just no more. It's gone.
I really don't want to sleep without you. Again, we can't. There's a
Don't want
better
to.
way.
Let's find it. Don't slug me.
Please don't. I'm sorry I did.
It's okay. Just.
But you know, sometimes that fucking thing happens. You do it too sometimes, where you just.
I know.
But it can't be like the end of. Our marriage is bigger than that, obviously.
We don't need to ever get to that point.
I agree. I agree, but
I hope we don't. I hope we don't.
Your marriage is not bigger than that. You were married 15 months.
I know.
And you forced him to. He didn't want to, and he wanted nothing to do with it. You wanted to get your hooks in him legally, and everybody in his family. There's nothing strong about your marriage. It's not stronger than anything. It doesn't withstand. It went 15 months, and you're lucky it went that long. And had he been around you any longer than that, would have went 3 months.
He still could have said no. He didn't have to marry
I
her.
know. No one
know.
says more than me. He made his own bed. Pussy Fog Johnny, midlife crisis. Pussy Fog Johnny made his own bed. Trying to kiss Hunter S. Thompson's ass, and this is what you got.
Mm-hmm. La, la.
I think Sam and Benny and June has more lines than him.
I want you to be my wife. And I want to be your husband. I want to be a good husband. And if I haven't been, I'll do everything I can to find out how to be a good husband.
That's Charlie Sheen.
Husband, you really are.
Ask your dad. He's got great file leave, guys.
It's just hard if anything comes up. If someone bumps your shoulder on a crowded sidewalk. You know, we're wearing white again, not black, so it makes a difference. It's a big deal if there's a bump.
She's a moron. Okay.
Can you translate that? I missed again. On my end, I'm picking up like every other third.
Okay, I'm
third
skipping.
Word.
I'm skipping. If you can't hear it, you can't. I'm not gonna.
No,
I don't want to.
I already did.
Miss
So
it.
that's fine.
But I'm telling you, by coming here today, it is fucking courageous, and it's fucking admirable. For you to come here and talk to me and try and work things out. And to tell me these problems, things that I do that
You hear me?
fuck with you, I want to change you. I want you to change it. I want us to change it together.
It's so corny. He's trying to play into therapy speak too,
I
and
know.
they're playing to the therapist. It's so corny, all of it.
Thank you for sitting
It gives me douche chills.
through and actually having a conversation. I
The
would not
the
expect
mushy
that,
bedroom
but I'm
pillow
really proud of
talk.
you for not
Yeah.
running away, walking away, or what. I'm proud
Her
of you.
voice is cracking,
Her croaky,
It means
froggy
that we can
voice.
actually
croaky,
hash out
right? The
these
histrionic
things.
croaky crack voice.
Some things have to be said, and maybe left,
Huh?
and maybe left.
I know you left behind.
You know,
Yeah.
we'll never forget a lot of things, but we can forgive. We really do need to. We need to we really need to. My mom's right. There's absolutely, it's just adding weight. We're just carrying around those stones. My mom is right. I know she is.
She is right. She's right motherfucking mind. She's on it.
Okay, context. Did you hear any of that?
It's implying that her mother is giving her some kind of therapy.
That they need
This
to
is a-
let things go.
They need to let things. I'm carrying around. No, you should be
Exactly.
carrying around too much. You have a lot of baggage. You should be carrying it around.
The
I don't
problem
want you
with
to let it go.
the problem with her mother was a victim of domestic violence up until the day she died. And from Amber Heard's father. So it's not really, I don't know if Johnny Depp knew that at the time, but it's not really someone you want to take advice from necessarily
Yeah, but it also gives
on
her an
letting
out
things
to.
go and what you should let go.
It also gives her an out to blame her parents for everything.
Exactly. This is
Every
what I saw.
shortcoming, every flaw. This is what I saw. This is all I know. So when it all goes wrong, you can play the I blame my parents card. I
Mm-hmm.
have no accountability for my own. I can't possibly learn on my own. I'm nothing like my parents.
Well, you almost feel bad for her, kind of, but she still looks up to her father like he is a legend. He is a god of the family. And just with his dogfighting history alone, there's got that abusive side of him, not even counting the abuse that he put her mother through. I'm assuming in
Right.
front of her and her sister, making it look, acceptable for this behavior to happen. Yeah, I go back and forth with her and her childhood.
How much of this is proven with the father, and how much of that is that her acting like a victim, that she's coming from a
I don't even know if it's from her, but it's
problematic
pretty
victim? I mean,
substantiated from third parties that there was abuse
I
happening.
not doubting any of it went on, but how much is she using this now to qualify
I don't
every
know.
move she
I
makes?
I don't even know
She's
if
a
she's in
professional. She's a professional victim, right?
I don't even know if she's in any type of counseling. I look at her like someone who thinks she doesn't need counseling, and when she gets angry, it's justified. Again, I
Yeah.
feel
So I with the highest form of narcissism is someone who thinks they're mentally they've got their shit together. They're so stable that they couldn't possibly benefit from advice or therapy
mhm.
in any way, shape, or form. I'm so well informed. What could they possibly tell me about me that I don't know?
It's the
I mean,
worst
someone
thing
who
in the
thinks about
world.
themselves all day anyway.
Worst thing in the world is for this type of person to have a child or an animal, which she now has. She has a few animals. Again, I hope none of these beings in her life that rely on her ever anger her.
Makes Casey Anthony look like Mia Farrow.
Oh God.
We can make it if we want to.
No.
We can get through this shit if we want to.
No. She's planning something.
And if you're unsure right now, then
You know I'm not.
When you have his
I love
money
you.
and access, getting through this
I
is
love you.
not like
I
civilian
just
getting
needed
through it.
Yeah,
I needed
exactly.
I needed the security thing. I needed to
Yeah,
have
go to an
something
island.
hold on to. Or else I'm
Go to
why?
Deppstein Island.
tell me shit. Just tell me before it becomes something you've held inside for so long that it wants to just explode. Just tell me, and I'll tell you the same. And then, once we can fucking get the shit out without it being some
Let's count the
huge drama,
fuckings.
or even if it is a huge drama, once we
Fucking.
can get the shit out,
I fucking.
recognize it, and like you said, fucking it's gone. Chuck it. Doesn't work. That method does not work. Bam, it's gone. Next.
With somebody with such anger issues, you can't just chuck it. It's not going to work. By the way, she's also taking pictures of you without you knowing it.
I say it again. He's a guy who can chuck it because
He doesn't want to
has.
chuck it at this point.
Well, I know, but a guy like with his resources and access, you can escape to Deppstein Island. You can go here. You can go there. You're fabulous friends. You can forget your problems in a million different ways. The access to drugs he has. I mean, it's in the word.
He tries, but then she
Hallucinogen.
punches him in the eyeball when he comes home.
Yeah, I know, but still, they have square footage. They have.
I know.
Is,
He's in
is
his
the reason
mansion.
that thing? I know. That's the reason that
She had
marriage
to
even
come
went.
visit him to have this conversation. She had to leave the penthouse and come visit him to have this conversation.
A whole mile and a half.
I know.
I'd fucking die if I start. And it kills me that possibility that you would think that I take so much for granted, or that I'm untrustworthy, or a bad husband, or
I didn't say you were untrustworthy.
no, I'm just saying it's
And
just.
I said what I needed to say. I'm not gonna. You know I won't.
I know, baby. I'm not.
Baby,
I'm not
baby.
asking you to
Oh,
elaborate
I
on
hate that.
anything I'm saying.
They're love bombing each other. They're back in the honeymoon stage.
Baby.
All I'm saying is I would fucking die if I knew that was how you thought of me.
Shirley Manson.
And now I know what I know. And I'll fucking do my best to get it together so that I don't fuck with you and you don't fuck with me.
I'd rather you
And
pick
we're
a decent
fucking-
script.
We're a couple
Once
again,
in 10
and we're
years.
friends again. So I'm fine with you. Love.
I promise it won't explode if we just do the things a little different in the fight. You know, like, don't walk away from me. Do it in a different way. And I promise I won't resort to the same shit. I promise. Okay?
Thank you. Maybe when that fucking hocus pocus happens and we get all fucking edgy with each other, instead of standing squaring off like a couple of fighters, maybe let's try to sit down. Seriously, you know, like, sit down. Even if we say, hey, listen, we're fighting like bastards, let's sit down and have a glass of wine. And
One
talk
glass.
through this.
Let's have $40,000 worth of wine.
Yeah.
I know you got
And
it
once-
in you. I know you got it in you. And I know that I have it in me. It's just a question of
I really am.
realizing and admitting what, you know. And I realize and I admit.
Almost done,
Would you
promise.
Would you
I
like?
was just
I just had a
talking, I realized
visualization
I
of
was about to run out of
the
battery.
therapist listening
Still
back to
rolling.
this,
This thing.
falling asleep.
Nope. They're turning off the recorder. Unless that's you falling down.
No, I thought it was you.
No. One of them grabs the phone to turn it off.
Depp's a luddite who doesn't know how to use social media. So
Mm.
imagine how long it takes him to. He's trying to poke out the off button with a brown cigarette.
I think
with
it's her
6
phone.
skull rings on. It's
Yeah.
her phone, right? What's your opinion on the tact that the neutral party takes that somewhat follows this case? They say, she's at fault, he's at fault, I hate them both, they deserve each other.
What's my thought?
Yeah.
Do I agree?
The person whose tact is, are they on to something? Are they, how, the culpability, it's,
Well,
they,
I mean, you can blame him for one thing, is allowing this to go on as long as he did, and
Yeah.
even allowing this to start. But that's about all I blame him for. I mean,
this, you know, you've seen it. They say they abuse each other. They deserve each other. I'm sick of them both. I hate them both. There's that attitude. There's that person who's kind of like in the middle. I wonder if that's what the jury consists of.
I don't know. We'll see. But I think I think if they're going to listen to this audio as a normal human being would, I think the audio is overwhelming about who the abuser is.
Yeah, he sounds like rational and sympathetic, and he's negotiating. He's up for everything, and you catch her in 1,000 different forms of abuse and admitting to it and stuff, and she's gonna say it was taken out of context and it was doctored, and you're not getting. I was kidding. I was. How many? Somehow this isn't good enough, and this wasn't good enough for the UK to have her winning 12 out of 15 cases.
She's a woman, and he was drunk and
I
high.
know.
But God,
like, it's in the word hallucinogen.
I don't think he's a lamb in all of this. I think once he gets the cocaine flowing up the nostril and into the bloodstream, I think he's got a verbal streak that could make anyone crumble emotionally. All he admits to is pushing her after she has come at him, and she doesn't say otherwise. So if I think the worst he is guilty of physically is defending himself. I think if anybody listens to this who's on a jury, they would come to that same conclusion.
Or we're going to come against incidents where she's coaxing him. She is cajoling him, daring him for a reaction. And I'm sure we haven't even seen the half of it.
No, of
situations where she's coaxing him, she's trying to goad him on to get a reaction.
These hours of audio that have been released is probably 5% of what's going to be coming out.
Yep.
Waiting for Giacomo's.
Oh God, he's going through his text messages.
He's doing a Halloween thing.
We're talking about his son.
He's doing a Halloween thing?
Yeah, he's going to like a Halloween thing, and he said he wanted to try and stop by before
He sent me a.
or after before.
He sent me a thing this morning at 10:45. Said, "Hey Dad, sorry I missed you. I was at a place where murderers chase you with weapons and stuff."
That was at 10 this morning?
10:45. He said, "You want to meet up today?" At 10:57, I hit him and said, "Yes, sir. I'm at 80. I'm ready anytime you say." And he says, "Yeah, he just woke up, so gotta wait till like a half or is that 1 or 2? Well, that's probably half." I said, "Whenever you want, Bub, I'll be here whenever you are." He said, "Thanks, Dad. See you soon. Can't wait."
I love it. Sleeps till 11.
Going to a Halloween place downstairs. It was really scary.
She's got to pretend she likes the kids.
I was just gonna say how she's a master at marginalizing the kids, like almost being reductive to anything. He's at this like stupid Halloween thing. I don't know.
Oh, is that a
It's
Halloween
like,
thing?
me, because it might get away from her having attention. The kids
This is
are
about
so,
us.
yeah.
Honey, baby, you're
She's
so
giving that
shiny.
fake interest in his Halloween party.
Oh yeah, she doesn't give a shit about those kids.
I want to follow Jack Depp around for a week. I want to see what I think he has the life.
How many times he actually talks to his father?
Well, he gets 1/10 the attention Lily Rose gets.
That's true.
As
Well,
far
in the
as
media,
being
yeah.
out there, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe less.
Yeah. I don't see.
It's
The last thing
very
I heard
hard
about
to
him,
find contemporary photos of him.
last thing I heard about him, he was a free spirit, of course, and he just liked to hang out with his friends and walk the streets.
Yeah, it's
What a life.
there's literally like a race walking. Remember they had like a race?
No.
They did like a power walking contest. Yeah, you saw that. I
Oh,
showed you that.
yeah, that's
I
right.
thought that was actually really funny.
You just like him
Nights
when he power walks and towel snaps.
and towel snaps. That's gonna be.
All right, almost done. I promise. I keep saying that, but we're almost done.
And then I said, we'd love to see if you want to come over. And
Sure that wasn't last night?
Oh, Jesus.
It's so lucid here.
Exactly.
Fucker.
That's it today at 1.
What was that?
I know. It's like an espresso machine.
Was that a nostril or an espresso
It could have
machine?
been. Yeah. Go back. Can you go
I
back?
can. It's gonna mess it up. I can't.
Oh God, you stupid rewind system.
Don't call me that.
I said, I'm talking to your rewind system.
No, he called me something horrible. I bleeped it out in the editing. I'm just kidding. You didn't do that.
You're implying he's snorting more lines than an etch sketch.
I remember thinking that the first time I
that
heard
could
this
very
too.
well
I forgot.
That could
All
be
right,
as
let me
valid a sound as
see.
anything.
Let me see if I can. Okay, 10 seconds. If this messes up, I blame you.
That's it today at 1.
What is that?
What else could it be? Let me see how it makes. I'll snort. Let me see. What do you got here to snort? I guess you don't have to snort anything. I'll just do like a fake snort on him. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Does it sound like it?
Yes.
Yeah. I mimed a cocaine snort.
Huh.
Never done cocaine in my life.
That makes me sad, if that's what that is.
Why? What else makes that sound?
Okay.
Yeah, and you know how casual they are about the recreational drug use at that point. Would that surprise you? He just reaches. There's just lines everywhere set up for him on every. It's so funny to listen to them go through there.
You know what? She could have been while they're talking, and they're.
Could have been her.
She could have been setting up. Oh, that well.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm gonna go. I went back 10 more seconds, so she could have been cutting this line up for him. Well, he's reading this text message because she's kind of off in the distance a little bit.
I'm still freaked out as someone who has observed drugs his whole life, and starting with 21 Jump Street, ironically, we all go back. Isn't it amazing that anybody who was doing hard drugs at his age was a death sentence? It was impossible. I've never heard. I'm trying to think when I was like in my late teens, hearing people do. If you heard of anybody doing hard drugs past the age of 40, it was insane.
It was hopeless, and they were about to die.
Yep.
All right, I went back. I'm going to listen to it one more time, and then we're going to move forward.
That's it today at 1.
That's what that is.
What else could it be? This is chronicled somewhere. I love them going through their schedule. They can't. They're so helpless as far as like what civilians do.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's all right. Maybe he was afraid to tell me or something.
Oh, okay. I forgot about this part.
Where's Nathan Holmes and
Want to,
Stephen Deuters to go through this schedule,
go
this
home.
massive schedule he's got?
You going back down? I thought you had shit you had to do.
What?
I thought you had shit you had to do. No?
No, you asked me that earlier too.
Well, because last night you said...
I'm blowing off the, I told Rocky I'd hang out with her.
Okay.
Oh.
I told, Lizzie, I'd see her at some point. I'm not, Rocky has her friends over at the pool.
Oh, that's right. She said...
that kind of thing. And I'm not.
I think they stopped recording.
Closet.
Well,
Yeah.
let me,
Can you rewind that?
For
30
what?
seconds, 20 seconds. I
20
want to hear what
seconds?
she's. I want to hear this. Are these? Is this the Io Tillett crew?
I don't know.
She's talking about.
I don't know. There's so many of them. Okay.
Lizzie, I'd see her at some point. I'm not, Rocky has her friends over at the pool.
Oh, that's right. She said...
that kind of thing. And I'm not. I have to clean out my closet.
Well, let me,
I'm not going to do any of it. I just want to have some dinner and a glass of wine. And if you want to join me.
I want to do that right now. Let's go.
Oh, okay. You know what that is?
What?
Yeah.
That's the dude from Rocky Pennington's husband boyfriend.
Yeah, probably.
Remember they exchanged texts in the trial, and it said,
Mhm.
"You want to come over for a glass of wine and dinner to join me?"
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm blanking on his name. Our friend Rocky's fucking
I know. I
fiance.
am too.
I'm blanking on his stupid
He's in the
name.
police video that we're gonna go
Drew.
over.
Josh Drew.
Josh Drew, you got it. Yep.
Yeah. That was the text he sent them. It's chronicled. So this is the actual audio that matches up to that text. God,
Yep.
I didn't realize that. Penthouse
Say the
4
word.
or something. Or 2.
Mhm. Love you.
I love you.
I love you. I love you. Forgive me. Or let me earn your forgiveness.
Ugh.
I forgive you.
I forgive you.
I forgive you.
I'm really sorry. I am.
Thank you. But Boils down to those last 2 words, that's all. Or 3 words. Let me get my shit together, okay?
Okay, that's it. Okay.
What was that weird pronunciation of shit he just said?
He's trying to be funny.
Trying to be
Giving me
cute.
He's trying to be
get my cheat
Crystalia with the accent. Okay, so this next one. Any thoughts on that last before we move on?
It sounded like he was quoting the Only Human song. I forgive you, and I ask the same of you while we're apart. I'm only human, of
right.
flesh and blood of man. I really thought he was quoting a song when he was delivering that apology.
I don't know if he is.
I
You've
think he
sung that.
often does
I
that
think there have been 3 episodes that we've done that you've sang that same song.
because he keeps quoting it in the lyrics. He keeps using the lyrics in everyday dialogue.
All right. Well,
It's
I'll accept that then.
unmistakable.
Okay. All right. This next set is the second set of audio that was released. This isn't nearly as long, but there should be no volume problems here. But okay. Context. This is they are separated, about to start the process of the divorce. She is calling him to, what would you say, bitch him out one more time or state her case. And she's already made the abuse allegations. She started that, at least. She has the order of protection against him, but she's calling him. So he pushes record. You ready?
She can't stay what she wants. Or I think she's trying to cajole him into saying something.
Well, she also wrote an extortion letter, in my opinion, listing what she wanted from him, which included all 5 penthouses and free room and board for all of her barnacle friends.
Or she can get him to agree to that verbally.
Exactly. Or she was going to go forward with the abuse allegations.
Right.
Okay.
That's how fucked up this, like, I am having to do everything, every step
You're going to hear a lot of lighter. I apologize. It's loud.
I've had to make, but my hand is forced in it by really fucked up aggressive moves made on your team's behalf. And now I've got to fucking prove myself every step of the way, and it only hurts you. I don't want to hurt you. I love you.
It's hurting you. It's hurting you. And it's hurting me. But the worst fucking thing is, it's hurting...
It becomes court...
Do you want to go to court, Amber? Seriously? Do you want to go to court with this? I'm offering you right now an opportunity for us to make this finish in peace. Peaceful, man. You walk away, you go do what you gotta do, I'll go do what I gotta do. I've been through the fucking hurt. You've been through the fucking hurt. I love you more than anything in life.
Stop. As soon as he says that, she's got him where she wants him.
I know. She has already made these abuse allegations public.
What are you...
And he's still going on about how he loves her. I would be telling her over the phone, I wouldn't even care if it's being recorded, how I was going to destroy her.
The pussy fog moving in.
He knows what she is at this point.
You'd think.
He knows what her plan is at this point, and he's still into the love. I don't know if he's just trying to...
That's what I was thinking, like he's trying to act like...
get his way with it? I don't know. Get her to drop it.
Bait her to speak more if he's civil to her and acts like he still loves her, kind of thing.
At least he pressed record, I guess. All right.
But I do not want to go into a fucking court with you. I do not want to fucking tarnish your name. I don't want to fucking tarnish. I don't want nothing. I want this to be done peacefully between us. And if you don't like the way that mediation is going, take me back to court, kid. Because I can't.
Kid.
This is the last fucking chance, Amber. This is it. Once they file those papers, we don't turn around, man.
Turn around, dude.
And I know you hate me, and I know you I'm telling you now, there is no call. It doesn't need to happen like this. Please, fuck's sake, trust me, man.
Oh, I want to say, this is interjected throughout this video. I didn't cut it out. I apologize. Incredibly Average, the guy we mentioned in the beginning, he interjects once in a while throughout this video or this audio. But it's clear who it is and when he's interjecting.
I was not going to help you in this. Nobody's going to help you in this. I'm trying to help you in this. I love you. Regardless of whether we're together or not. I love you. And I have loved you. With everything in the fucking world. Whether your love was real or not. I love you. And I want this... Hey.
Can you hear me?
Of course, everything I said was not heard, right? Fuck me.
I don't know where...
I know.
What
I was trying to say is this. Continuing through court is going to end up nothing but bad. For you and for me. It's just going to be bad. In any case. No matter whether we ruin each other or fucking not. It's going to be fucking heartbreaking. It's terrible. Let's write a fucking mutual letter that says, look, we in lieu of what's transpiring out there in the world with all this fucking crazy shit, we have decided to take this private. We're not going to go to court right now over this. We're going to try to work something out together. And then at least, at the very fucking least, I know you want to respond, and I know you want to defend yourself. Listen to me. Defending yourself by throwing someone under the bus is not going to look good.
He is, for lack of a better term, extending an olive branch, telling her that he wants this to end peacefully. That sound familiar? And who knows how much of these compassionate words would have been able to be said had the phone not disconnected. Johnny pours his heart out here, letting her know, even though she isn't there, that this won't end well and will just be heartbreaking for everyone involved. He tells her that I'll Tell It Right, who has lied for Amber throughout this whole mess, is not going to help her, and that he doesn't want to tarnish her name, which he truly believed would happen if they went to court and he had to present all of his evidence and witnesses. Of course, once Amber calls him again, he gives an abridged version. This time he suggests they write a letter to keep it private going forward. Even after all the damage that had already been done to his reputation, he's willing to help her by not ruining hers. He again expresses his disbelief in her claims before she goes all out in an eye-opening monologue.
I'm not, it's not about that. It
Sarah.
would not be.
Yeah.
Doesn't Incredibly Average have the same vocal quality? He sounds exactly like Brad Pitt.
You think so?
Yeah, he sounds just like him. He's not
Maybe.
him. I'm just saying he sounds. I can't.
I know it's
couldn't
not
stop
him.
thinking about that. He sounds exactly like him.
Yeah, maybe.
Same cadence, same vocal quality. I bet he's from Missouri.
That could be. I always forget Brad Pitt's from Missouri.
Yeah.
Okay, so here she goes. She's going to kind of give a hint as to what she has planned here.
About me throwing you under the bus. You know what it would be? It would be released through documented people coming on the record and having the protection to do so that haven't had yet. It would be eyewitness statements. It would be evidence, tons of it, and it would be through years. And it would be unbelievable to imagine that either I'm in a secret fake club, or B, I've had
A secret what?
Speaking of Brad,
Yeah.
pause it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking
I
of Brad
did.
Pitt, right?
Mhm.
It's pretty strange you brought up Brad Pitt, and this is now we're referencing Fight Club. And if I'm not mistaken about the Depp doesn't know what that means.
Well, she says secret fate club because she's a moron.
Okay. Well, it's on speakerphone. Okay.
Yeah, and he's like, what? But it's a weird thing. I don't know. It's like we were in a secret fight club. What? Okay. But what she's talking about with eyewitness testimony, she used to pick her lips so they would bleed. That's been documented. She used, what is that zit medication? Anti-zit medication.
Oh, I don't know the. I mean, I
Oh
know
my
the.
God, yeah,
I know the commercial names,
yeah, I'm so blank.
Oxytan and all that crap.
No, it's like anyway, it's a prescription. It's supposed to be the best, but it dries your lips out. So she was known to pick her lips constantly so they would bleed. So she's
Right.
talking about eyewitnesses that she would plan to see her with bloody lips. She's got these unnaturally swollen cheeks anyway, implants, but she would like pick a zit on her cheek, and people would see that she had like a little wound there.
She's
So
also loosely threatening him.
yeah, she's been planning this.
Right. She wants him to be like, holy shit, she has her receipts. She has all her ducks in a row. I better capitulate to anything she wants.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as she starts laying up, bragging about what she is gathering, but acting like it's not, going to be used. She's acting like she's not blatantly threatening him, but it's in there, like she's planting that seed, hoping
Yeah.
he is utterly intimidated by what she has and what she knows.
Like
And he won't retort, and he has nothing.
She would take photos of like a table with his drugs out, him passed out on the floor.
Why are you taking that?
I
Unless you're not
know
planning all
you're
this.
planning something, but then the metadata on her photos, it's been proven since by a third party that it was manipulated.
And
So
she's gonna go, well, I did because if he's abusing me, I want to see where it's coming from and
yeah,
what the fuel is for it.
and
I'm
they were
not
able
gonna
to
just tell you.
pull like the other photos in the sequence that she took where she's repositioning things on the table.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
taking from different angles. She's just, this has been from day one. This is the
Well, I
ultimate
can't wait to
long
read. I mean, the
con
next
gone
thing we're
girl.
doing. Oh, big time. Makes you want to watch that movie to connect those dots again, because Gone Girl is brought up all the time in regards to this as a comparison, as if she watched that movie
Hmm
30 times in a row to see
She
how
wrote that movie.
she wrote them.
She's the author of that book. I forget the author's name.
And I guess the next thing we do is the actual UK transcript, his part of the trial, right?
His
Is that the next thing
story.
we do?
Yes, the good and the
Where
bad, the
he's
uncensored, with our very own.
straight through. And what we will connect some of the dots that we're going through now through that.
It's going to be a multi-part series that we're going to be doing on his testimony because it's extensive. But you're going to have the good and the bad, and our
Yeah,
very own.
we're not gonna cut the bad out when he's being grilled
No,
by Sasha Wass.
we don't
We're not
cherry pick on this podcast. So
the Southern gentleman,
we don't.
the sarcastic.
Yeah, of course, but we don't cherry pick for super chats. So everything is going to be listed there, and you are going to have to be warming up your pipes, Mr. Arm, with your Depp impersonation,
Yeah,
because you are going to be a busy little boy. All right, let's finish this
that
up.
should be fun.
No, I know. I got to figure out how to do a British accent. I don't know if that's possible.
You don't have to do a British accent.
I don't. I know. I will. I'll make a
Why don't we
mockery of the whole
study
thing.
Kate Winslet? Why don't you study Kate Winslet and Oh no, I got it. I got it. You want to hear a perfect British accent? Let's study Amber and as Mira.
Oh, so I don't have to do
It
one.
just
All right.
it doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, I don't
It's
have
a
to do one then. I can go in and out.
I thought she was from Liverpool when I watched Mira.
Oh God, she was. Yeah, she right from the Beatles fan club in London.
What are you waiting
Apple
for? An
Studios.
invitation?
Oh God.
She actually loses the accent when she says that. She's not British when
Yes,
she
she
says
does.
that. The worst line I've ever heard in cinematic history.
Of course she
What are
does.
you waiting for? An invitation?
Mm.
A secret fight club, or that I have been plotting to do this for 3 years.
Yep.
And while taking pictures of it
Mhm.
and documenting it, just saving it up for the right time when I'm not asking for any money and have nothing financial to gain
Helena
from it.
Bottom.
But
Carter.
no one is going to believe that. No one is going to believe that one of the two alternatives. Either I'm in a fight club, or I've been going through hair and makeup, or going through makeup through all these years, where I have corroborating text messages.
Corroborating.
San Francisco, Toronto, corroborating.
She's got too much coke dashed up in her lip there. It's numbed. It's numbed the tongue.
Between people that match those dates of those timestamps.
She's giving her whole plan away.
Photos.
It's true.
Of either corroboration between people hearing us, or corroboration of next day, Whitney sending text message to Kevin, him responding, or the kind of stuff like between me and people in your life.
Are we forgetting
what?
Who played Donnie Brasco?
I know. I think he's tired.
What do you think this is? This is right out of Donnie Brasco. This is him recording Lefty Ruggiero, for Christ's sake, in 1979.
I think he is staying quiet for a reason, just to let her keep
You
talking.
remember the scene when he pulled the tape
Yes,
recorder
I
out of
do.
his boot in the Japanese restaurant?
Mhm.
He is a master. Nobody knows this undercover 101 more than Officer Tom Hansen or Officer Joseph D. Pistone. Come on, who are you dealing with here?
All
You're
he
gonna do
had,
this to Donnie Brasco?
all Tom Hansen had was a Sony Walkman. Thank God for technology.
Why did Hansen never run around with a tape recorder? By the way,
don't
they
know.
never record. I gotta
Talk
ask
to Stephen J. Canal.
Stephen. I'm gonna ask Stephen Williams that,
Okay.
and or
How's he
Patrick
gonna know
Hasbro.
that?
Can't ask Stephen Canal.
Oh my! I know he's dead.
Can ask his picture.
I know.
Insanely cross-corroborated. Then
She's having a rough time.
Plan. I'm going to put makeup on myself and take pictures throughout years and just sit on it for years.
That's been proven too. In the sequence of pictures she took of her eye, the bruise moves. And one of her best friends is a makeup artist, by the way. All right.
That's a good title for a song, a new Depp, Hollywood Vampires song. If he does any original stuff, my bruise moves.
She was his bruise.
That, well, while having this like imaginary life run parallel to it, do you understand that the pictures I have match with like text messages to my mom back and forth about it?
Dude, you married this just for the puss.
Thanks, Hunter.
Yeah.
You know, and text messages between, say, Raquel and my mom, or Raquel and my dad, or, you know, between my two friends.
Okay, first off, did she just say nobody is going to believe that she uses makeup to paint on bruises, then takes pictures, and finally texts her friends and family about them to make sure she has proper documentation?
I don't know,
That is
Brad. You
just
tell me about
scary.
Angelina Jolie.
It sounds like a criminal mastermind monologuing their evil plan while the hero dangles over the shark pit. Look, I'll come back to this in a bit. Just chew on that for a second while Amber goes
Okay,
on to
Brad.
describe a specific event.
There's a text message where I tell Jody the night before I had that James Corden night show thing, where I say, hey, Jody, I'm having an accident.
He'll stop for a minute. Pause.
What?
You like how she's trying to play too cool for school? She can't remember the talk show she was on.
Mhm.
She can't remember. She can't say. She can't just say the James Corden show. She's like, I was on the James Corden thing show. You know exactly what the name of the show is. You're not too big for it. You're not too cool. Say the James Corden show. It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to you. That someone asked you to be on a talk show. Stop pretending you don't know the name of it. You're
Well,
not
and
cool.
the James Corden. Go back to the the thumbnail that I used for the part 2 of this series. Her in the nasty red lipstick. She is claiming that he beat the hell out of her the night before, and she has a broken nose, a busted lip. Look at the expression she's making in that still photo. Can you
Yeah.
make that expression by crinkling up your face with a broken nose and a busted lip? No, you can't. Oh,
Yep.
and 2 black eyes. Tell me how she's got 2 black eyes. I don't care how much makeup she has on. You can't cover
It's
that.
kind of. He's been around for so long. He's done so many things now. He's worked with so many people that there's no 6 degrees of anything you can't do with him in like one move.
Mhm.
But he was with James Corden in Into the Woods. He was actually in the same movie with him.
James Corden would love to take Johnny Depp into the woods.
He's supposedly married. I called him.
Okay.
Remember I called the
I
wrap-up
know.
show and I said he was gay, and Gary Delabate is like, the funny thing is, I don't even think he's not gay. He's been married. I'm pretty sure he's married. Everybody thinks he's
Gay
gay.
men. Yeah, gay men don't marry women. All right. Okay.
Him and Jimmy Fallon are 100% heterosexual.
All right. Jimmy Fallon's just an alcoholic, allegedly, because of that reason, allegedly. Okay.
He's a freeze fruit basket too.
Oh God.
I have a busted lip. I may have a busted nose and 2 black eyes tomorrow because I don't know how bad it will be until the morning and we basically cancel.
The Hollywood Vampires are on Corden too.
I don't know how. I'm icing it. I'll let you know in the morning. You know. Things like that. It doesn't
What was
matter.
that psychotic?
There is nothing. And all of that won't be me throwing you in the spot. That will be evidence in this case, which I will have. It will be criminal as well because I cannot go on Friday and file without filing a police statement first. And the only reason I haven't filed that police statement, which has been used against me, by the way, every day, and the only reason I won't do it, I haven't done it, is because
Oh God, more files
in
in Rikers
It
Island.
goes out of my hands, and we had a third-party prosecutor come, and a criminal lawyer come, and they went, like, the problem is, hearing from you, like, your biggest struggle is that this is just, it's the most solid evidence case of domestic violence I've ever seen, and it's...
Is there anything worse than listening to her panically stumble through legalese that she learned?
But she's saying somebody randomly told her that this was the biggest case of domestic violence they have ever seen. Nobody said that.
Star power wise, it is.
Yeah, but
she means the volume. not the star power.
Well, I know that.
Everything she does is the biggest thing that's ever happened.
She's just trying to scare the crap out of him and
I
get him
know.
to
I know.
agree to the list that she gave him of things she wants. And this is what's going to happen if he doesn't.
The biggest case of domestic violence is when the other party dies, and that's happened many, many times.
Mhm.
It's just so stupid on every level. And listening to her stumble through the legalese is even funnier.
Mhm.
Stammering and
Well,
trying
like
to
she
sound like a
spent
lawyer.
like she spent time reading up on Hunter S. Thompson to woo him. She was probably reading up on domestic violence terms and phrases to
Yep.
use.
For them or present any part of it. They will prosecute him, and I felt like I'm not like I would never want that for you because I don't even. It's hard for me to even understand. I don't call myself like it's not in my head. It's hard for me to even accept any sort of victimdom ever. And
Amber, listen. Here's what
I don't want to hurt you.
I understand, and I don't want to hurt you either. I'm only gonna say this. I love you.
Oh.
I love
Oh my God.
you. I've always loved
After she has laid out how she is going to fuck you over personally, she's going to fuck your kids over. She's going to ruin their lives, your lives, every life of the person that you love. You love her. No. I know he's trying to kiss ass a little bit here.
I guess so. I don't want to give him
Oh
too
my
much credit
God.
for
I
laying on
know.
the Donnie Brasco techniques here, if
He's
that's in
still,
fact what he's
though,
doing.
I think he's still clinging to that Romeo and Juliet.
Yes. Elvis and his mom. John Christopher Pussy Fogg.
See, I'm threatening her. I'm not him, and it's probably a good thing I'm not him. But I'm at this point threatening her that I will end her. I will, if she ever thinks about making things up about me, it's the last thing she's gonna see. I go to violence. She wants violence, I'll show her violence.
I don't know why, his guard should have been completely up 5 years
The
previously.
first time she smacked him,
The first time, I just mean,
she'd be out on
as
her
soon as you
ass.
found out she didn't know who you co-starred with in Nick of Time, and
Mhm.
claimed she saw all your movies and knows everything.
So are
As
you
soon
just
as you caught her
saying
in,
you are his only true love?
I am.
Are you saying that? Because you are the only person that
The
really
astronaut's
knows
wife.
everything.
Yeah, that should be my book, my Depp book, is I saw the astronaut's wife
9
6
times or
times in the
something.
theater.
And I live to tell the story.
you. And I know that,
Oh God. She's
look, you do whatever you feel you have to do. I'm telling you now, it's a mistake to go to court. But if you want to go to court, we'll go to court. I would rather take care of it a different way. I think
Is she being coached with someone in the
be very
background?
good for you,
very
and I think it would
possibly.
be very good for
Yeah.
me. But you know what,
I've
baby,
been called a liar.
baby,
And I've been called
Oh, that
Baby.
baby drives me nuts.
baby,
everyone.
baby. Amber, I didn't call you those things.
Mhm.
I don't want it to go past. I don't want it to. I didn't want any of it. I don't want it to be.
It's been going on too long, Amber, and we just gotta stop this. Just gotta stop it.
I don't know how to get my reputation back.
This is the event I have covered with a fair amount of detail on this channel. She's talking about the incident on December 15th, 2015. I was actually in the middle of putting together an in-depth video about this particular incident when all this stuff started dropping, putting that on pause. Quick side note about that date, that was the day Amber found out she alone was going to be facing charges for smuggling her dogs into Australia and was potentially up against a large fine and jail time. Something tells me that she might not have been in the best mood that day, especially considering the man she liked to blame for everything wouldn't be facing charges with her. I'm going to be honest. I don't think Johnny has any idea what she's talking about here, and for a
I don't
couple of
either.
reasons. One, it just didn't happen the way she claimed, and 2, Johnny remembers that night very differently. He claims Amber attacked him that night, leaving him with these scratches and injuries to his face. He would then take her to dinner later that night while attempting to hide his injuries, while Amber had no injuries. Amber says she feared for her life that night. She claimed she had several large chunks of hair pulled from her scalp while being dragged by her hair up and down stairs and across multiple condos. She claimed she got a busted lip, 2 black eyes, a nearly broken nose, all of it caused by a full bodyweight headbutt to the face and a flurry of punches and slaps from Johnny. Injuries and alleged swelling and misshapen features that would have been impossible to completely disguise with makeup. And if you want, you can go watch the clips from the show on YouTube. Here are some pictures from the show
Oh,
with
good.
0
Oh, shit, I
injuries
didn't put
and
those in.
no apparent discomfort or fear of reopening the less than day old wounds while she made exaggerated facial features.
I'll put 'em
Numerous
in.
witnesses have come forward to testify that Amber lied and was completely uninjured the day following the alleged life-threatening assault, including the property manager, Kevin Murphy, and Amber's own stylist for the show, Samantha McMillan, who actually worked with Amber throughout the day when she was makeup-free and without injury. Does she have any witnesses? No. None have come forward to give testimony to support her claims, but she has pictures and text. You know, like when she said nobody will believe that she painted on injuries, then took pictures and made sure to text someone about it. In fact, her stylist testified that at the end of the day, on December 16th, Amber told her friend Raquel to make sure to get those pictures onto my computer. Just a few days later, Amber would be spotted at a flea market and then took a trip to Johnny's Island soon after for a holiday getaway and a photo shoot, still uninjured. Johnny gives no credence to these allegations at all. He just tries to calm her and tells her he loves her. He then says for her to do whatever she has to do, clearly not shaken by the
Evidence. Tons of it.
she just tried to scare him with. Not to mention the biggest, most solid case of domestic violence the prosecutor had ever seen. Does anybody else see this as an intimidation tactic, considering what we know now and what they clearly knew then about who the aggressor and the abuser was in their relationship? Also, Johnny has maintained his innocence throughout, and he, yet again, because she's bragging about all the evidence she has gathered and sat on for years waiting for the right time, tells her that if she wants to go to court, they'll go to court, seeming almost resolved that he doesn't have to tell her the amount of evidence and witnesses he has, but just that it will end badly.
IO called the
I did not
cops.
call the cops.
You told IO to call the
I did
cops.
not. I did not call the cops, and I did not give them any statement when they came. I've been trying to protect you.
You told IO to call the cops.
When while it was happening?
Yeah.
Okay, briefly, they do discuss the cops being called on May 21st, 2016, while it was happening. And keep in mind that it, according to Amber, was that she was assaulted that night. You know, the whole story. The phone thrown at the face, the hair pulled, the repeated hits to the face. Johnny doesn't agree with this at all. In fact, this night in May, he claims he was standing across the room when Amber screamed while on the phone with her friend I.O. for Johnny to stop hitting her and to call 911. It, according to Johnny, was nothing but verbal after he had called Kevin Murphy, who was ultimately cussed and yelled at by Amber for telling Johnny the truth about Amber leaving poop in the bed a month prior after her April birthday party following another physical attack against Johnny.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, because the last time that it got crazy between us, I really did think I was going to lose my life, and I thought you would do it on accident. And I told you that. I said, oh my God, I thought the first time.
Amber, I lost a fucking finger, man. Come on. I had a jar of mineral spirits thrown at my nose.
I think it's odd that it appears she's trying to convince him the last time things, quote, got crazy between them that she honestly did think she was going to lose her life. But the interesting part is that she's very vague. Something she tends to do when she knows that she physically assaulted him, even says it was him doing whatever he vaguely did on accident. My opinion, and again, not telling anyone what to think here, but I honestly believe that if Johnny ever had to defend himself, you know, push her away or off of him, which he has said he has had to do at times to escape, she sees that as him being abusive, and equally so.
Yeah. By the way, go to Incredibly Average channel. Again, he hasn't posted anything new in about a year, but he's got great original videos about her friends, the scenes that she claims things happened at. Just wonderful stuff.
Has he explained what shut him down? Is he getting threatened by someone, or
No, I think he just burned out.
could happen?
And if you watch his videos, you can see why. Me doing one of those videos, I'd be done. He puts so much effort into those videos.
I wonder
it's
how
amazing.
long each one took him. I know. the graphics involved, and setting it up, and the pausing it and the edits.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to know how long it took him. By the way, how much do you think? Do you think Amber uses stuff her father did and conflates it with stuff Depp did to
Oh, she's taking
use that?
instances?
Yes, from what her
Oh, that's
stuff
I
she
never
remembers her
thought about
father,
that.
and then transferring it, or they say conflation,
Well, if she had to come up
onto Depp.
she had to come up with these 14 instances of
I
abuse.
remember my dad did this, and this.
Yeah, there you
Let
go.
me say it. And
Good theory.
him on hallucinogens, he
Mm-hmm.
can't disprove it. I mean, the drugs are the perfect way
Mm-hmm.
to disprove anything and destroy his credibility in denying it.
Yep.
I mean, it's in the word. I keep saying it. Hallucinogen.
Mm-hmm. Right there. UK judge took that and ran with it.
Yep. And they're going to keep running with it. It's going to be a constant issue
Yeah.
in the Virginia trial, lest you believe more. She keeps threatening. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Well, we're also going to get into that when you do the reading of the UK testimony too, how much that's used.
Keith Richards, not this is pertinent, but she's gonna. It just seems like anything drug adjacent will be used. I just recently read a story by accident. I'm sure I was thumbing through some Depp stuff. That Keith Richards was arrested in Toronto for heroin, major heroin possession. There was some loophole
Of course
in
it
the thing
was.
where he should have been thrown in jail for like 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
And Teflon Keith somehow slipped through.
Yeah.
This is like in the mid 70s or something. He got
Mhm.
caught with major heroin possession. And somehow, like I said, there was some mishandling of evidence in some capacity, and he should have gone away for a very long time.
Yeah.
So that type of stuff is going to be compiled by her. This is who he hangs with. You are who you hang with.
Mhm.
Your idols are Hunter S. Thompson and Timothy Leary and Keith Richards. This is what he always aspires to. And every time he does drugs, it's a badge of honor that he can be compared to his heroes.
Well, we said it 100 times. He is so impressionable.
Yep. I guess that happens. I also want to, when your father is super duper absentee, I also want to apologize. I felt I was insensitive once. We were talking about him writing a book, and he was wailing on a palm tree in Miramar with a baseball bat out of some kind of teen rage. I want to say, I think that may very well be the day he got the news of emancipation from his
That could be.
mom and or parents, and that has got to be a brutal hand to be dealt
Yeah.
at any age to hear
Mhm.
that. I really truly feel sorry for him, and that to anybody, picture you getting that news when your parents say, "Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, we're done with you at a very early age.
We're done with you. You're
Mhm.
on your own. Go live with your sister. I don't care what you do, but you're not my problem."
Exactly.
Even trying to
I'm
convince.
just taking a hypothesis, educated guess that that's the news, the news he got that at that point when he's wailing. I think you're not writing that in the book unless it's leading to something,
Mhm.
and I think I really believe that's what it. Like the private investigator that her people hired, that turned out only good things about him, uncovered that Paul Barisi, that he was emancipated by his mom and parents at
Mhm.
17.
Was it 17 or was it younger? I thought it was younger.
It could have been. I thought I read 17. It could have been 16.
I wanted to
He
think even
drops out of school.
earlier.
He drops out of high school. He drops out of high school in
Okay.
11th grade.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know how that ties into it. Is that why when your father's not around and your mom is just
She was addicted to drugs too. What is it? Barbiturates?
hillbilly heroin? Yeah.
Yeah. Great combination.
I don't know who her dealer was. At that where someone in their 80s is like, my parents knew nothing about drugs. Like, I don't even
Oh,
know.
mine either.
Never smoked marijuana, doesn't know what it is, doesn't know where to get it, doesn't. So I don't know how anybody that age is even engaging in that? Were you even what culture that is?
Mm-hmm.
His parents are older than mine.
Yeah, I was raised to think marijuana was of the devil. So you get into that and you're doomed for life if you smoke pot.
I know.
Him, she once thought it would kill her on accident. Basically, she abused him, and if he ever defended himself, she would play it up as being just as bad as what she was doing, even informing him that he hurt her in doing so. This theory is supported by his response. Of course, he actually suffered injuries from her assaults, some of which hospitalizing him, like throwing a vodka bottle and slicing off the tip of his finger in Australia the previous year. That is an injury that caused him to contract MRSA on 3 separate occasions and actually could have cost him his life. He clearly is not okay with her comparing him defending himself to escape as being on the same level as the severe injuries that she very intentionally inflicted on him. And her response to him pointing out how she has violently injured him is chilling.
I've never heard of MRSA.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of it until all this.
Oh, okay.
In his situation, I've never. Did you ever hear that? It's what is it? It's
I knew
it's a
of it.
disease of. What's it? What is it? It's
It's
a
infection.
gangrene.
Yeah,
It's an
it's
infection.
infection.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
MRSA. How do you spell it? MRSA.
MRSA.
MRSA. It's not an
Mhm.
acronym.
I don't know. I'm looking it up. Hold on.
You don't have to look. I'm
I don't
sorry.
study MRSA.
Well, it's important in this
MRSA.
whole thing. That's what's going on with his finger. I think
It
we
is a
should all know what it means.
bacteria.
Okay.
Methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus
So I was right.
aureus.
It's an acronym. There's no way he knew what it was unless he was told by. Do you think he knew what that was?
It's a staph infection.
Right.
MRSA is responsible for several difficult to treat infections in humans. It caused more than 100,000 deaths attributable to antimicrobial resistance in 2019. That's all. That's all I know.
Worse than mercury poisoning in Minamata. They should do the next the MRSA movie, MRSA-mata. Combine the two.
Oh Jesus!
The sequel.
Wonder what your fever spikes up to when you have that. If you had it 3 times and you almost died. What if it like fries your brain? I don't know. Who cares? Nobody cares other than me.
Dr. Kipper on the. Thank you, Dr. Kipper.
And see what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence, and
Yes.
it's a fair fight. And see how many people believe or side with you.
It doesn't matter for fair fight. My ass.
Exactly, because you're bigger and you're stronger. And so when I say that I thought you could kill me,
No, he's saying you can't hit a chick, is what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
But why are we even hedging around? Why are we even You can't. It's a catch-22 if you fight a woman. If you sit there and take it, oh, you're a pussy, you won't hit back. And if you do hit back, you're an abuser and you abuse women and you hit. There's no winning.
Yeah, I know.
Why are we not just trumpeting this?
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. I think a woman hits a man. Let's say the context here. A woman hits a man just because she's angry at him, slaps him across the face. I would never do that because I expect to be slapped back.
The abuse is you're not allowed to hit back. That's the abuse. It's not
exactly. Yeah.
The damage she's inflicting. I could sit here and let her wail on me for 2 hours straight. I wouldn't feel a goddamn thing. You can just see she's 75 pounds. And he's not feeling a thing either, unless she's wearing his skull rings or whatever. The abuse is you're not allowed to do anything back. And like incredibly Brad Pitt average said, to defend yourself, if you even remotely lightly defend yourself, it's considered hitting back. If you fend her off, if you just put your hands up and restrain her and put her in, that's somehow considered abuse or hitting back, some kind of retaliation. It's a total catch-22. Anytime you're involved in anything physical with a woman as a guy, there's absolutely no way to win or look good.
Correct. Well, they say you can't hit a woman back because you're bigger and stronger. Well, the woman shouldn't hit a bigger and stronger person. Again, I still look at it the same way.
Because they know that they're not going to. You only do that because you think he's not going to do anything. There's no consequences.
I know.
There's no way he's going to retaliate and look like
I know.
a woman abuser or bully or whatever word you want to use.
Mm-hmm.
Her with you also that you lost your own finger. I am not trying to attack you here. I'm just trying to point out the fact of why I said call 911. Because you had your hands on me after you threw a phone in my face, and I had gotten crazy in the past, and I truly thought I need to stop this madness before I get hurt.
Oh my God.
And I never think about myself that way. I never defend myself that way.
He's realizing at this point she has an entire storyline in her head.
Yeah, that's a great point by you. He had an epiphany. He had a Depp-epiphany right there. And I'm not talking Sweeney Todd. He goes, holy shit. She has an entire script right out. What else is she cooking? You're absolutely right.
Mhm.
It's finally dawned on him that
And
there's no lie she won't make up.
there are witnesses that were in the room
Yep.
that came into the room. He was across the room from her.
And he's like, where is this going?
Yeah.
Way. I never see myself as a victim. It's
Alright.
too fault, you know?
Alright, yeah.
Tell the world that I, Johnny Depp, am a victim and see how many people believe or side with you. That, much like everything else we've heard over the past week, just paints a completely different and more disturbing picture than the one she wanted. And then you can almost hear her trying to convince herself and honestly seemingly remind herself of what she claimed happened that night, even though she tells on herself a little when she says, before I got hurt, but according to her perjurious testimony, she
Yep.
was already hurt. It just sounds really bizarre, doesn't it? When Johnny realizes this, he says, oh my God, as if to say, oh my God, she really does believe this is what happened. Then, as she continues to boast about never seeing herself as a victim, you can almost
No,
picture
Sarah,
his
stop
eyes
for a minute.
roll as
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with it. I think you're right. Depp thinks she's delusional and she believes her own book. I disagree with that. I think he thinks what you said. He knows she's concocting insane lies, and where is it going to go from here, and what's next? And if she can lie about this, what else is she concocting right now? I think you're right. I think what he says, it's an interesting theory, but I go with you on that.
Yeah, it's the realization, in my opinion, this has been the plan all along.
Yeah, that's I think that's the epiphany he comes to realize in that moment. It
How
hits him like,
quickly, yeah,
where is?
how quickly would that gut you? Just to know this is
Yep.
all
And now
I've
you're predicting down the road where this is all going to go
yeah.
and what she can make. She can make up anything.
Mm-hmm.
he throws his hands up with, all right, yeah, like, whatever you say, Amber. It's so strange hearing the gears turn in real time in her head.
Okay, listen.
Every step of the way.
Alright, listen, here's
It's
the...
planted.
Alright, fine. You believe what you believe. I'm gonna call to these people. I'm gonna take care of this. See what the fuck is going on. I'll get back to you. Otherwise, listen. As far as I can tell right now, it sounds like you want to go to court and you want to fuck this up real bad.
I just want to clear my name. I've been telling all the lawyers this from the beginning, and your lawyers knew this.
You cannot clear up your name now.
Good for you.
Don't let them lie to you. Don't let them lie to you. I have said only this from the very beginning. I only have my integrity. And the unfortunate thing is
What about mine?
taking it a step further.
What about mine?
She seems to only care that her reputation might end up suffering from the truth getting out, so I guess the only solution was to keep trying to destroy Johnny and hopefully convince him that he is an abuser and to take the punishment in her place. It's the only option, right? He even tells her, fine, believe what you believe, and that they'll just go to court. After Amber gets angry about Johnny's security team giving a statement that she was the violent one in the relationship, she says that she accidentally recorded one of them, Jerry Judge, saying that he did not acknowledge any violence. She says they'll have to say that under oath before Johnny reminds.
She's worried about her career.
Yeah.
She's not worried about her reputation. There's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
She's worried about how she comes across to Warner Brothers and that credibility. She's not worried about the people I don't think she cares about anybody but herself, but she's worried about Hollywood. She's worried about fame and how am I going to get cast and stuff, and can I be in Aquaman and Justice League?
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's worried about.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, that Jerry Judge thing turned out to be false. He never said anything like that. She never got him on tape saying anything like that.
You think Alfred Pennyworth would turn on him?
And by the way, there's one long stretch of audio we're not going to play on this. It's the Australia audio. I took the highlights out and I put it in our video on the channel called The Finger. I subtitled it. Most of the rest of that video, it's so hard to hear. And honestly, I didn't have the time to subtitle the whole thing. So if you want the highlights of that, watch that video. It's 5 minutes. It tells
So
all
we could
about the
go over
Australia
it
incident.
separately at another time if
Yeah,
you want.
we can. I would probably want to play Incredibly Average's video on it because he has it subtitled. So
It's true. He does an amazing job subtitling it. That was not
exactly.
easy to do.
Again, go to his channel, and I thank him for letting we can use this.
Do you remember we had
material going
Rektar
forward.
subtitle Fred the Elephant Boy once?
I don't.
On Radio Gunk. Yeah, that's way harder.
Oh God, I would imagine.
It's
her that she will have to do the same with her stories. So why not just come right out and ask if she really does believe all this? Well, that's exactly what he did.
You're gonna have to do this under oath too, you know.
I will, because the unfortunate part is, I can talk about all of this.
Do you believe all this, Emma? Do you believe all this?
Oh, yeah, the fuck out of yes.
You believe I'm an abuser. You believe I'm an abuser.
What happened in May, in December, in April.
Do you believe you're an abuser?
No.
Do you believe you abused me physically?
Do I physically believe? I mean, do I believe I physically abused you?
Yes.
Do you know I'm 115? Well, not anymore, but I was 115 pounds. I'm a 115-pound woman, and you're going to say I have the capacity to abuse.
That's not the question. That's not the question.
Have I ever been able to knock you off of your feet?
You started.
Off your balance?
You started these things.
You're going to get up on the stand, Johnny, and say she started it? Really? I have never been able to overpower you. That's the difference between me and you.
Why did you try?
And that's the difference that the whole world and the jury and the judge will see, is that there is a very big difference between me and you.
Her shift in tone, at least to me, is so bone-chilling here. I really don't know how to describe it. The way she goes from frantic, vague yelling about why she thinks he is an abuser to absolute silence before cold and collected thoughts. She admits to trying to overpower him and knock him off his feet, saying it as if it was an actual goal, something that she would strive to achieve throughout her numerous physical onslaughts. And much like the previous recording, he reminds her that she initiated and started every single physical episode. And she doesn't deny it, and in fact confirms it by doubling down and mocking him with a whining voice, questioning if he's going to take the stand and say, "She started it." And she was banking on the fact that he is a man and bigger and stronger to convince a jury there's no way she could have hurt him. Again, insulting him with this whole "no one will believe you" phrasing. I mean, she sounds like a playground bully here, and let's just call this what it is. An abuser trying to discourage their victim from speaking up and telling the truth, from telling their side, by saying no one is going to believe you.
What?
Incredibly Average. Yeah, but it did work.
I
She
know.
convinced a jury of 15 people that it did
No.
work. And it may
She
work
convinced a
again.
judge. She convinced a judge, not a jury yet.
I mean, I'm sorry. I meant 12 out of 15 cases. I didn't.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
She convinced the judge. So it
Well,
could. But
he
I
wanted to
don't
get
think
to
it's
his
gonna work.
vacation. He was retiring.
That's
so.
the thing. That's the thing. You don't know what judge you're getting, what mood they're in, what you could completely bomb out getting the worst possible judge. And I know there's lawyers who know the system so well, and they will keep hacking away until they get the judge they want.
Mm-hmm.
They know the judge's tendencies and I'm sure they like an NFL depth chart or play chart of what teams do in a certain quarter in a certain situation. I think that all these lawyers now have judges' tendencies in every situation, in every case, in every court. They'll go this way when it's this, when it's domestic abuse, they tend to do this. When it's drunk driving, they tend to do this. I think right now in the age of super information, they probably have every single judge charted, statistically charted about every tendency they have in every situation.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it turns out the judge, Nichols, the UK judge, had connections to her, and also the Sun newspaper that was actually being sued.
Yeah.
So there's something stinky
a
of foot.
really, really shady case. It really is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Gets creepier and creepier the more stuff ekes out, and hopefully we see a complete 360. I mean 180.
Yeah, please.
About
That's my peeve.
It's your big pet peeve is when people say 360 because you're coming back to the same
I was gonna
spot.
push pause, fly 3,000 miles, and smack you. No, just kidding.
That's one of the major edits I told Monique we do.
Just your
6
breakdowns
times a show. My breakdowns.
and your potty breaks.
My breakdowns, and I can't think of the fifth lead on the ninth gate or something like that. It was something stupid like that. I was trying to remember like a cast member of some movie he did in the 90s. It's a typical thing I would freak out about.
Yeah. Well, we had a Wi-Fi freak out too once, but that's
Yeah,
all we edit. We could easily do this live, and I think we're going to very soon. All we edit out are the technical problems and the potty breaks. I hate the word potty. That's why I keep using it. But yeah, very soon we're going to be going live. All right.
That's why I got me one of my Betty Sue pea jars.
Oh God.
I think it's more noble for him to monetize Johnny Depp pea jugs than it is these Never Fear Truth
NFTs.
scams,
Yeah.
NFTs.
Yeah.
Which is a complete, it's getting more and more negativity as it goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be the latest and greatest celebrity scam.
Mm-hmm.
After more blaming and verbal berating by Amber that Johnny and his team caused all of this, Johnny starts to stand up for himself a bit more.
You cannot think that it's just my side. You're fucking killing me. Your fucking people are trying to kill me. You've turned me into my boy has to go to school. My boy goes to school and has kids go, so your fucking dad's a wife beater? You don't think about that, Amber.
You don't think that's also my family and all the death threats? Me and every single person in my immediate circle of friends.
Yeah. At this stage, what death threats is she getting? This is very early on.
I do believe there are some
people
were
well, of course, but
some
people
crazy
were on her
fangirls.
side. For the most part, people were on her side until this audio came out.
Oh, not the fangirls, not the Johnny Depp Zone-esque
No, that's
fangirls
true.
who were onto her scamber.
I forgot about
years ago.
I found a blog, that's very even from the start, they were just picking her apart.
From the start, even if it was jealousy, even if it was out of just like, how dare you choose this and you broke up your marriage, we thought you were this great family man, and you midlife crisis cliche son of a bitch, and that's kind of, but why didn't you choose me? Whatever the motivation, they were on to her from Jump Street.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to you, when we talked before we did this show, we were talking, I think it was some gunk cast we did, and we got to talking about this, and I said, I'm surprised. I am, to this day, shocked. We have not heard of a case of a crazy fangirl, and you see him on Twitter going nuts all day, every day, that just said, you know what, I'm going to end it for everybody. I'm just going to put some red card. I'm going to track her down in LA, going to Walgreens to get some antipsychotics. And that's the only satisfaction.
There are crazy people everywhere, but there are some that we have noticed, even on Twitter, that just take it way too far. But what's scary is the scariest
that the end
ones
game
aren't
is,
even on Twitter.
I will be his wife if I do this.
Yeah. I mean,
that's the thinking, and again, she is so hateable, and it does drive people to a degree of like, what I've seen, the behavior from some of these, the highest of psychosis, even if it's not like shtick or forced, I truly can't believe somebody is not just, look, I'm willing to throw my life away. I'm just going to pull it. I'm just going to track her down coming out of a Starbucks, right? I mean, do we want to see her in anything? I don't want to,
Okay.
Family is getting also matters, and you don't think I
death threats?
You people put this out. You didn't want this out. Why is this
I believe her.
live? Then why go? That's a proactive measure. Then why did you want to turn?
She deserves it, but I believe
file for divorce. Period. At all. Second, why did she have to go and get it from TMZ? Why, if you wanted it private, is TMZ being fed information literally by Laura Walker and Marty Singer every step of the way? My DD, my arrest record? What's next in the media? The rumors that I was a stripper? Of course I can expect that now. I've known every step of the way, every single step of the way, everything you'd give them. You don't think
I'd give them. That's it. I'd give them. I'll see you in court. No, I'll fucking see you in court. I will fucking see you in court. I never fucking said that. I never told anyone that. You fucking trusted me with that, and I've never fucking told anyone that. And you know what, Amber? This is me. This is me saying, I tried. And thank you, and I will see you in fucking court. You don't want to fucking make nice? I'm trying. But you know what? I loved you for so many fucking years, but you know what? You didn't exist. You don't exist. You're not there. You were a fucking made up thing in my head. And I can't believe you're doing this to me.
Stop.
Can't believe it.
Stop. This is not how I wanted this conversation to go. You were supposed to agree to everything on my list.
In case we had to spell it out, she was a stripper.
Yeah.
I mean, so she thinks he leaked this rumor to it, and he verifies that is true. And there's nothing wrong with being a stripper. It's way more noble than the movies she's done and anything else she's done.
Why do I think it was more than a stripper?
I think that's what it could be. It could be like call girl from the
Let's
club.
just say a date. She was a date.
Yeah. Or the high-priced. It doesn't have to be a prostitute. It could be what we accused Beth of, the escort, the non-sexual escort. Yeah, just on the arm at the premiere to look good. Or a gay producer wants a beard.
Exactly. But it's Austin, Texas, so she's probably a stripper.
Yeah, but does it surprise any of the trajectory? She has the classic stripper background, right? It's all there.
Yep.
Be cruel on top of it.
You've been nothing but cruel.
Parents.
And I'm going to court with you.
I'm sitting here defending myself, and it makes me so angry.
You have not let up. You keep blaming. No, what you just said. What you just said to me. You're defending yourself against me about something I didn't fucking do, and I'm not going to fight with you because I know this shit lasts forever.
I could expect it next. I am defending myself.
I wish he could be this lucid all the time. I like when he's angry.
Yep.
I really do. I love when he's angry.
I'm defending myself.
Excuse me.
I'm defending myself to you on the phone right now, and you're attacking me.
Excuse me. I'll be right back.
Things to me on top of it.
Can you give me 1 minute, please? May I have 1 minute, please? I'll be right back.
And that's the end of that. You there?
Strange place.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just I'm picturing him slam dunking the phone or something after it in victory, and
I wonder if he even came back.
On the phone.
I wonder if he even came back into the room, or he just told an assistant, hang up on her.
Yeah, I mean, who do you think's in the background for him and for her? She's definitely being coached. I think her sister's there. I think Rocky Pennington's there.
I'm sure there's a lawyer and a publicist in the room somewhere.
Yep.
Okay, so the last audio we have, it's shorter, but this is the summer after she files for divorce. They meet up. Is this San Francisco, right?
San Francisco.
Yeah, this is San Francisco.
So this is the Hollywood Vampires apparently are touring, and he is in San Francisco. A place he knows pretty well through Hunter S. Thompson. And in fact, I think the show Hotel was shot there, which he did with James Brolin in 1985.
And she wants to meet up. She has a protective order against him, but she still wants to meet up. And they can talk, work it out maybe. I'm right. But he is being the emotional person that he is, over-emotional person. Apparently, they have also dabbled in cutting. We know that she was a cutter because she has those parallel scars on her, I think it's her inner wrist or her
Yeah.
forearm, that she said that she got when he dragged her through the glass on the floor in Australia, but they're parallel. And Jerry Judge in the Australia audio says, I've seen those wounds before and they're self-inflicted. But apparently he was cutting too, or this may be the first time. Anyway, see what you think. But in my theory on this is, and you'll hear it as you go along, but my theory before we start is, and she's recording. He doesn't know she's recording. My theory is she wanted him to cut her so she could claim violence after she has an order of protection against him.
Yep.
So, all right, this is very
That's,
dark.
I mean, that's very Gone Girl-ish, and right down to the pregnancy, which you jump to as well.
Well, I don't know pregnancy. I said it would have been like she would have claimed that he raped her.
I mean, well, you said she wanted to be impregnated.
No, I
How did you
said
frame that?
no. I said
Give me this again.
she wanted him to lay in the bed with her and probably would have led to sex. And at that point, she could have claimed because she would have had the DNA evidence that he sexually assaulted her.
Yeah.
I don't know if she would have got pregnant, but she wanted Elon Musk's baby, not Johnny Depp's baby at this stage. All right, let's play this. It's only maybe a couple minutes.
These are the real Golden State Warriors in this fight.
Cut me. You want to see you want life.
Oh, Jesus.
I'd love to hear her insult the Hollywood vampires.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that was in here.
So he has a knife. That's probably what those noises are.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get it from Jonathan Shaw at the tattoo shop in Greenwich Village?
I don't know.
Coming.
This is really pretty.
Thanks. You want to cut me somewhere?
Do I want to cut you?
Yeah. You want an arm? You want a chest? What do you want? What do you want the scar? What do you want? Cut me.
Just don't cut your skin. Please do not cut your skin. Please don't.
Cut me.
Why would I do that?
It's easy.
Don't. Please do not do that. Please do not do
easy.
that.
Cut me.
Please don't.
It's easy.
Please don't cut yourself. You don't need to cut yourself.
I need to do what I want.
I know it hurts. I feel the same.
Cut me. I want your mark.
Oh, God.
You hurt.
Got you.
You hurt.
They're gone.
This is cornier than the love bombing.
No, thank you. No, thank you. There's sperm on the pillows.
Oh, my God. I didn't know that. I've never heard
I didn't know that either. I haven't either. Rewind that.
That is this. Oh,
He is pissed.
you think he's high? He doesn't sound high.
He's psychotic. You know, he's like in some kind of psychosis. She's there, and he's in all sorts of kind of, I don't know,
Yeah.
angry, all sorts of emotions of just like reliving everything and pulling out all the stops. And I guess that was housekeeping.
Yeah, it must have been. Poor
Yeah,
housekeeper.
so he's yelling. He's usually very, very super nice to everybody.
Yeah,
That's
this
about
is
as angry,
crazy.
mean as he gets.
This is also. He's
right in the middle of that knife shit too, and she's interrupting.
Yeah, that's true. She makes a comment too. It's under her breath, but that she says, "You cut me first," before, because she wants him to cut her.
Okay. It's
and
so
then
corny.
I know. I don't get it. I mean, I get a hangnail, not a hangnail, but I get a paper cut at work, and I feel like I've been shot. I
Well,
can't.
it's just them trying. That's them trying to be
It's dramatic.
macabre and dramatic
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
horseshit.
They're gone.
Oh.
No, thank you. No, thank you. There's sperm on the pillows. Come here. If you
What a
don't
comedy
know,
team these two are.
Mm-hmm.
come here. Hey, Spitzer won't answer this because he's conservative.
Don't.
Cut.
Please don't. Don't cut yourself.
Cut.
Please don't cut.
Cut.
Please don't cut yourself. Please, I know it
You
hurts.
do it.
I would never cut you.
Come here.
I would never do that to you. Please
Come
don't.
here. Come on. Yeah, you hate me. Come on. Come here.
Do me
Do me first.
Not a problem. Where you want it?
first.
That's weird. Not a problem. Where do you want it? I think she says wherever. Or not on my arm. That's what she says. It's weird.
Not on my arms.
Not on your arms. Not on your arms.
Was this a regular ritual they had that
I
we're
don't.
just
It seems like
getting
it.
privy to? I think so too. I think it's some bullcrap macabre thing they're imitating from a.
You think this is what they would
a
do when
book.
they were coming down from the fight frenzy?
I think it's some bullcrap they're mimicking from old literature or something. I'm not sure what
Yeah. I don't get
that
it.
some book she pretended to be into that he's into, and we're so thick as thieves, and let's cut each. It's like Marilyn Manson shit.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it's a normal thing. I take it back. It sounded to me like
Sounds very contrived. I don't believe that there's anything to this as far as it's just.
it's probably for them. It's maybe also a sexual thing. Like when they were coming down from the fight, they would do this before they had sex. It's so
I
dark.
think it's a cool factor thing to.
Oh yeah.
Want to be cut? Do you? Just gonna go to court.
Yeah, it will.
The knife is really dull.
I have to use a sharp part.
Don't do
Okay.
that. Don't.
Don't you tell me.
Please don't do that.
Don't.
Put the knife down.
Don't.
Just put the knife down. Don't do that. Do not do that, Johnny. Please,
I
you're
want to
gonna
look at you.
hurt yourself. Please
I want to
stop.
look at you.
I know you're in
Ugh.
pain, but stop. Please
There's a
don't.
way for the pain to go away.
Is he doing shtick too?
No,
I'm not sure I buy this
I think this is
personality he's putting on.
I think
I
this
don't
is
know.
him.
He knows she's coming over there, right? Is this some put on affect shtick he's doing?
I have no idea, but he doesn't know he's being recorded. I don't know.
Yeah, he
And this
has
isn't
to
the first
know.
time.
Yeah,
This
but
isn't. They have this routine down.
he has to know if she easily could be by this point. She easily could be recording him in every situation. There's no way your
I don't
guard
know.
wouldn't be up that she's up to. Why would you
I
possibly
don't know
let
what
your
this.
guard
This
down?
is the summer apparently after the shit hit the fan with their marriage. I don't know
Yeah,
at this stage that he knew she was. She had all these hours of recording,
the
other than the
TMZ video
counseling
should have
stuff.
been enough
Oh yeah, I would have
for
destroyed
him
that
to be
phone.
like, okay, she at any point she could be recording her.
Yeah, that's true.
What do they say people should do now in life, in society? We should behave like we're always being recorded
Mm-hmm.
everywhere we go. Like if
That's
you're
what this
walking through a
case.
parking lot.
This
Yeah,
case alone teaches you that.
right. But that's the new credo now we have as humans in this day and age of Big Brother, is that we should always behave out in public, if not at home, like we're always being recorded. Somebody could be looking at this, whatever you're saying and doing now.
Yeah. Literally seconds left. Let's finish that and then we'll wrap it
All right.
up. Oh, see, done.
Did
All right.
Dan, the song parody man, get him that knife for Christmas?
Oh God, it's one of Howard's letter openers. Let's
It's a Bon Jovial
see.
reference. Dan, the song
Playing
parody
around.
man.
Okay. Well, that was interesting. That's it for the audio that we're going to do for now. And then next week, I am so excited to start the UK, uncensored
I am
UK
too. I'm looking
testimony.
forward to that. I'm looking forward to jumping
You
into that.
are going to learn names, facts you've never heard before. And these are coming from Johnny
Verbatim
Depp.
too. We're not going to cherry pick, like you said.
It is a soap opera, and it is great from start to finish. I can't wait. How many times can I say that? Not enough. So you got anything else?
I'm just looking at MVDV, and they're going off on the NFTs in this Twitter film. Just read a few of these. They write to each other. The main problem is that NFTs are not really about the art or the artist. It's about investing. That's why it attracts people who are not really JD fans, but understand the benefits of NFTs instead. I'm so sick of that. This whole thing's giving
I
me
am too.
such
I'm tired of
a
even
headache.
talking about NFTs.
And if they just see it as an asset, I think. I said the second we saw it, it is a scam, and I don't know if he's just easily duped into it, if he's just a patsy, and the CAA and his new agents are selling us just sit at home and all these super fans will eat up anything you say and do. And it's like, well, I'll get to that after I read these. Okay, I've been keeping quiet about this. I didn't want to stir anything up and be accused of being negative, but I'm glad you said something. This Depphead community has been here for years, day in and day out, fighting for justice for Johnny. And some of us are being abused daily by AH and by her. She's kind of responding to and it's NFT people. It's about money and only money. They don't care about JD or his art. They only care if money can be made from it and off of him. I'm happy he's doing art, making money, helping charities, but the marketing sucks as they only know their own world and not fandom. Yeah, well, somebody had a point in here, and it's so the Twitter is so vast, and I can't get at it a second. But somebody made a phenomenal point, and it's a point you make about anything to do with whether it's like a charity 5K race, or it's just like if you really, and this goes to Depp, and I'm pointing it directly at him, not indirectly, the 25% charity thing. If you just donate the money, you know what it is, you know what the number is. If you cared that much about these charities, you wouldn't be going through all of this nonsense with the NFTs. You would just directly donate. Stop the middleman. Stop the nonsense of the NFTs and the tedium that goes along with it. Just donate the money directly to the charities. You wouldn't need to. You just know what the figure is. You would directly just make sure the charity had that money without this meandering NFT bullcrap that goes with it. It's like someone who runs a race. You know, I'm running a marathon, 26.2 miles, and you're going to donate blah 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 money to every mile. We know you're going to do it. Just give me the money. Just donate the money yourself. Don't run the race. I don't care about it. Just donate the money. This fake thing about we need you to run this race in order to donate this money. If you cared about the charity, you wouldn't need anybody to run a race. You wouldn't need anybody to do a portrait of Elizabeth Taylor. You would just donate the money yourself, either anonymously or take credit for it. Good. It's something you should take credit for. We don't need, it's all bullshit. Do a decent film. This isn't helping your career and your reputation as an artiste. The artiste is Ed Wood.
If I never hear NFT again, I will be a happy person.
I know.
I'm so tired of it.
Is giving me a migraine.
In our art episode, which I think was a great episode, it was one of the only ones I can listen to all the way through and not cringe at myself. But the art episode, I'm proud that we just basically covered his art. We didn't defend NFTs like many people were doing just because Johnny Depp was doing them.
He decides to turn
I don't know
into
enough
Never
about
Fear
them to even claim to be an expert. I don't even want to know. It's nothing I want to get involved with. I don't care about crypto, whatever. Who cares?
But it's under the auspices of Never Fear Truth as the adjusted acronym, and it's like, look, man, nobody loves you more than I do. but you lied 6,000 times in these transcripts. You lied to Child Protective Services about statutory rape in the Tracy Jacobs stuff. There's a zillion lies in what we're about to read.
He's not talking about
I
that.
don't want
You
to
know what
hear
he's
about
talking
the.
about.
I know what he's saying, but he's acting like he
I
is the
know.
paradigm. He is the very personification of truth at all times. You lie all the time.
Everybody
So
does. I know, and they can't.
Everybody does. Everybody does. So stop using. It's only going to be thrown in your face when you try to cloak yourself in the power of the truth.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we got anything else?
Yeah. Do we read comments from our last show?
If you'd like to.
I would like to, if I can get at this and expediently. I had it up before, and okay, this is from the last episode, so I'll start with our buddy Andrew Morgan. Congratulations on your Cincinnati Bengals, by the way.
Yeah, whatever.
Here's to a Super Bowl. Oh, you jealous Browns bitch.
I've had a
You
rough
should have been them.
day.
You are just jealous. You should have been them, you dumb Browns, and your histrionics this year, in your 8-9 stupid season. You should be the Bengals. That's the way you drew it up. So congratulations, Cincinnati Bengals. I'm a Steelers fan, and I couldn't.
Pause your little commentary there. I'm not editing this.
Okay.
You and your quarterback on your friggin' Pittsburgh inbred Steeler team.
I own it. You don't. I know
your quarterback is now overstaged by Tom Brady at the Hall of Fame. That is all I have. So F off.
We have 6 Super Bowls.
You are no
spoiled.
better.
I admit it. I admit to a bad season. We weren't supposed to make the playoffs. You were supposed to make the Super Bowl.
My quarterback has consensual relations by the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
Your quarterback
That's right.
Does not.
And the worst thing is I really like those Browns, but I can't. You've got to give credit where it's due. Congratulations, Cincinnati Bengals. What a phenomenal season.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm rooting for the Bengals.
What would you win if you put $100 down on the Bengals in August to win the Super Bowl? What were the Vegas odds back then? Could you what, 2001?
I don't know. This is a Browns
who
podcast.
Picked them? Yeah. All right. So Andrew Morgan writes, she probably. Oh, God, this is about the last Devil Misheard Part 2.
Okay.
Here, this is good. She probably has carrier pigeons with handwritten notes with Splenda packets with Alec Baldwin. I know now who the mayor of Crazy Town is. What a loon. Couple observations. John Markey Post, thank you very much. She was my kryptonite back in the day.
Ugh.
I don't even. Oh, she's right.
I can't get past the mullet. All right, go ahead.
But she got past the mold though. She was so attractive.
Just because she whipped her Hooters out once in a while with Bill Clinton doesn't mean she's like.
That's William Jefferson.
Sorry.
He's very presidential. His middle name is Jefferson.
I think she was topless once. I don't know. I'm sure
she
you'll
was.
Google it later.
She had such a TV career. To go from Night Court to The Fall Guy is quite the range.
Oh, I forgot about that. One of my favorite shows too, The Fall Guy. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Phenomenal show.
I want to do.
Building,
if I didn't think it would drive 995 of our subscribers away, I would do like a Fall Guy watch along.
I in this podcast community, anything goes. I would not be surprised if that hasn't been done already.
I want to say one thing before we're talking about subscribers. I am so proud of this podcast because many of our subscribers are learning about this Depp Heard stuff through us and haven't heard this audio. That's another reason I'm happy to do these audio shows.
The Tracy Jacobs shook people up to the core.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the Succubus.
Yeah, I know.
I think the Tracy Jacobs transcript is as interesting as anything in terms of a Hollywood fourth wall and how it all works.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, proceed. I apologize.
No, it's okay. Couple observations, John. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Marky Post. She's my kryptonite. Don't even try to slide that Queensryche silent lucidity by me in it. I heard it. No, you'll get more Queen. The Jet City Woman. My favorite Queensryche song.
Please, no.
What do you mean, no? They started the grunge movement. That's
I don't
Seattle
care.
band.
I don't care.
Sarah, your comment? Sarah, your comment on trading today's tech for the naivete of the past is spot on. There is nothing left for the imagination for the young. The kids today are all ramped up about buying digital land on the metaverse. Digital land, my fat ass. Bob Seger said it best. And we'd steal away every chance we could, to the back room, to the alley of the trusty woods. I used for her. She used me. My eyes are. I'm blurring out. So just give me a chance here to focus.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry.
I don't have it in front of me, or I would read it.
I read really well when I can see. To the back room. I should. Can I? I can't.
Turn on
I
another
can't
light.
blow it up. I'm trying to blow it up. I can't. Okay. We'd steal away for every chance we could, to the back room, to the alley of the trusty woods. I used her. She used me, but neither one cared. We were getting our share. Okay. We know that. Like a rock, ooh, like a rock. I guarantee Bob wasn't singing about goddamn Oculus. Sadly, too many of our youth. He writes a lot like Hunter S. Like a young Hunter S. Thompson, Woody Creek. Sadly, too many of our youth will never have truly been loved. In some people's cases, at least we've given it a shot, or in some cases, so I've heard, and I've had a lot. Live it, love it, WINO Nation. That's a wrap.
All right, I'll take
you,
that.
Andrew.
Yes, and by the way, I do love him. And
Go
congratulations. You stepped all over me.
I'll step on this.
I
You
probably
had your
could.
chance. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I trip, but I do want to say congratulations to the Bengals. I root for them in the Super Bowl because I hate the Rams and I hate OBJ. And go Joe Burrow. I wish he was a Brown. I'll give you Baker Mayfield for him. Thank you.
Billy Bob, this is from J.I. Young, or J.L. Young? I think it's J.I. Young. Billy Bob and the Boxmasters can go bond at a glory hole. Nobody is looking for them. Kiriko is a Stern reference.
I am too, going back to that Billy Bob clip, I am too afraid to even watch that back to see how YouTube edited that out. I'm frightened.
Well, what we could do is take the audio and then throw a picture over it. It's not important we see it as much as hear it. Even though it's nice, we could just get a panoramic view of the Boxmasters.
Did you listen to it back? How bad did they mutilate it?
I didn't get to it yet. I actually haven't gotten on out. I've listened.
I don't even want to hear it.
It's actually worse than I thought. It's more pretentious. It's more obnoxious than I even remembered.
I only had a minute of it. It's 13 minutes long.
Yeah.
And then it got a copyright strike. That's the problem, or a copyright warning, whatever. I had YouTube took it out, and I want to throw up thinking
more of a prick than I even said last time. It's way worse. And the interviewer is this nice Canadian boy who's asking him softball questions, and there's just no good way to handle this.
Yeah.
You got to read the comments too, by the way. Anybody, go read the comments in the actual video, because they just rip the shreds. It's phenomenal.
But I want to apologize to everybody if it looks horrible. I'm sickened at what YouTube probably did to that edit. Anyway, moving on.
To have a copyright on that is the dumbest.
It's so stupid.
It's an epidemic.
Let me get back in YouTube's favor after that little rant. Go get vaxxed. Thank you.
So he finishes it off by going, "Nobody's looking for them. King Norris took their spot at Ozfest." Oh, it's such a great reference.
And even the name of the band.
King Norris.
The name of the band is cringe. Boxcars.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
Boxmasters.
Is it Boxmasters?
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, who cares? No, the world doesn't care anymore.
Those two are so wacky. Thanks, Sarah and John. Then there's our buddy Hooper. That's a Kylo Sierra Alpha who said that. Hooper 45 writes, "Nice. I've been waiting for this all day. You could have posted it earlier today while I was shoveling the white shit for 3 hours. Can one of you consult me next time when you post a Deeppening as to the uploading time? Thank you very much."
I wish I could, because the uploading time can take anywhere from a half hour to my entire fucking day, depending on the attitude of YouTube.
You sounded like Amber right there with fucking.
I know how to say
my entire fucking day. Absolutely fucking.
Hey, man.
Bro, fucking.
Cut.
Dude, come on, man.
Okay, stop.
Don't cut me, man.
Cut.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me what it's like to be punched, man.
Cut. Don't tell me what it's like to be cut. Okay, I'm
There's
done.
nothing better than you impersonating
I am
me impersonating him.
horrifying. I
It's
am
great.
horrifying.
I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it.
This is why I don't listen back. I don't listen back to myself. I do the edits, and that's bad enough. But
So
I can't go back and listen to myself.
we have a new listener. It's to the top here. It's Babelaus. Am I saying that
Okay.
right? Babe
Maybe.
Babe Lewis. It's one word. It's like Bablouis. Babe Lewis is phonetically how it would. So let's call it Babe
We'll
Lewis.
find out.
It's right. I assume it's abroad. I no evidence at all.
A lady. Frank Sinatra.
I assume it's abroad of some kind. She writes, "This is absolutely fantastic. Yes, I want to examine all the minutia with you guys leading the way. All of it. Thank you
Yay.
very much."
That's
Yes, Babe
wonderful. I
Lewis.
love
It's
that.
kind of what we're going for. There is no minutia too small. And yeah, idiosyncrasies are what we're all about. There is, like I said, I don't gloss over anything. I hope we don't. And if we do, we'll eventually
We'll
master
get
it.
back to it. We'll circle around.
Then Rock Candy, right? So these audios are the type of self-help therapy probably recommended by a therapist. Amber and Johnny taped themselves talking about their fights and their homes or hotels to replay it back and review. Thank you, Rock Candy. We suspected, yeah, it's all self-help
Yep.
mumbo jumbo and vernacular and 101. And I'd still have to run into somebody who has used this technique before, and I'm sure it's gone on. Here's Rock Candy again. There's only one picture of, okay, this is Rock. He's responding to the Marilyn Manson stuff.
Okay.
So we were talking about Evan Rachel
Oh,
Woods.
yeah. Okay.
So they're responding back, and it writes, there's only one picture of Evan Rachel Woods and Amber Heard sitting with each other that we've seen, but it's enough for me to call them friends. It might be better to say friendly. I believe they do have a connection because of Johnny and Marilyn Manson. ERW, Evan Rachel Wood, also is connected to the ACLU, and so is Amber. So she's followed Amber's example with false allegations and becoming an activist. I'm pretty sure ERW is possible witness for Amber a while back that was mentioned somewhere, but haven't seen anything in a long time. She is surgically removed Marilyn Manson as a witness for Johnny. I'd really like to know more about how close a connection they really have with each other. Yeah, it's a big mess with those two, and they could be cohorts, like he said, working together and using those two as a yeah, the ACLU stuff with Gloria Allred and that girl power girl squad crap with the microphones after the hideous sight of them after the UK trial at the microphone, try to claim victory with this
Her hand on her heart.
shake out.
Do
Yeah,
you
it's the
do you
worst.
remember the timing of that little speech at the podium? The final arguments were being given right as she walked out to make it all about her. It's just the whole thing is nauseating. That's
Oh,
I
yeah.
used that picture in the last episode as the background, but she's just
That can't be goofed on. And her sister in the background with the mongoloid, the Heard mongoloid face on
I
behind
call
her.
yeah,
And
she's the DNA scraps, what was
them
left over.
how about holding hands walking into the
I know.
walking into the trial.
I know.
Oh, you talking about cringing and douche chills and all those words.
Hopefully all will be redeemed in just a few months.
I say it. He cannot. The Depp camp, the Depp team, has to. Fortunately or unfortunately, he cannot. Marilyn Manson is going to be used against him mightily in many, many different ways. It was used against him in the UK trial. It didn't really come up yet in the Tracy Jacobs deposition we read, but it is only going to be, the thing where they disappear. He drops off Lily Rose at school, and then they go on a drug binge for 2 days. That's going to be a huge thing of what his daily rituals was. It can only, he's not going to bring him up on Instagram. I'm sure I've said a million times, he's probably been advised by a team of lawyers and whoever else. Do not trumpet him on. Do not give your proclamation of what a great guy you think he is. Completely back away from all things Marilyn Manson.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to end well. It
Oh,
cannot help you on any level.
before I forget, we have an email address, thedeppening@gmail.com, or if you want to leave what I'm about to request in the comments, that's great too. But we're going to be doing an episode where we discuss our unpopular opinions.
Oh, yeah.
And we have plenty, but we would like to get some from listeners too. Unpopular opinions about Depp
I'll
or
give
Amber
you
Heard.
one of mine, and you give me one of yours. I have a
No,
million.
I'm not. I'm preparing mine. So you go ahead.
I'll give you to give people an example of what we're talking about. I think Depp looks horrible with long hair. I have never liked it. I hate him with long hair. I think he doesn't pull it off. I don't want anything to do with it. I think it doesn't work for him on any level. I hate taking movies based on having long. So I think it's just that, and this is, I am entitled to a heterosexual cosmetic opinion as much as the next guy. I don't care what, if you work in fashion or cosmetology, I don't give a shit. I think short hair is the way to go with him. I think long hair does not work for him on any level.
Mm-hmm.
It's forced, and I hate it.
I want to do that as our next midweek episode. So I don't know what the gunk schedule looks like next week, but possibly we would be recording that Thursday night. If it's a shorter one, I can get it out Thursday night. But so if you can get your opinions to us by Tuesday, that would be fantastic, and they will be included. That's
It's
all I got.
usually an opinion that you think is kind of going against the grain. You think you're afraid to say it because, like the thing we just read with the NFT dissension, which people pretty much are hating because it's so anti Depp superfan in terms of the hardcores, alienating them. It's just something you think you're going against the grain with. It's a nonconformist Depp opinion you have. Maybe it's a movie that you think is beloved that you hate. Maybe you don't like Donnie Brasco, God forbid.
Or even if you think
Shame on you.
if you think it's stupid, it's not. Just send it. We're
He
happy
wasn't good in Ed Wood. Or
Yeah.
something that you're going to get slammed for. Or you would get, you're not going to get slammed here. The whole point of this is you're entitled to your unpopular opinion. And don't make it up. Like, don't contrive it. I want it to be real.
Mm-hmm.
You're just afraid to say it.
Yeah, so get those to us by Tuesday. We will have it out by, I'd say Thursday.
So this is the last one. This is Rock Candy again. Thank you, Rock Candy again. On YouTube channels, they mentioned that Kevin Costner was pissed off at her during 3 Days to Kill film. He said in a group of people at an after party or something, he asked her why she came into his. This is what you read, so it's exactly what he's confirming.
That's what reminded me.
Well, she came into his trailer and she wanted to nude and wanted to have sex when she and Johnny had broken up for a day. Kevin obviously turned her down and exclaimed he was married. Thank you, Rock Candy. Yeah, it's exactly what the piece you read.
Did I respond to that?
You didn't. You read a Sedan. You didn't.
No, I know.
No, in the actual thread, you didn't. You didn't write back.
Okay, and I had missed out on some newer Amber news, or I don't know all the details of Amber.
You did write back to Hooper 45, and you wrote, I thought I had you on the call list. My apologies. YouTube is trimming out all the Billy Bob Thornton interview clips so we can keep this video up. I can't wait to see what their fantastic editing skills look like when it's all said and done. A pile of turd it turns into in that section. But I digress. Stay safe. Glad it's not here.
Talking about his snow.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm tapped out. We've been doing this a while. You got anything else?
What are we at here?
We are at almost 3.
Very similar to the gunk running time last night.
Yeah, you've been doing this every night.
I know.
Hopefully Howard, I know you don't agree. Hopefully Howard is back next week so we get back on a regular schedule for these.
I would rather do another cleaning out the computer than dissect his horrible current show now and pick at that buffalo carcass.
Well,
I would
I'm
rather, I
saying
would
that for
way
my own
rather do.
personal reasons.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, do another deafening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. Reading his transcript. I really am. I think what's
Mhm.
great about doing a Depp impression, he pauses so much. He has that stammering, affected pause he does now that you have time to really ingest the dialogue. You to read what he's saying. You can really. It gives you time to. There's no mistake because he stammers and pauses so much.
Mhm.
You can't screw it up.
No. All right. Anything else?
No, we're good. We're good.
Anything else,
Thank you,
Robin?
everyone. I feel like we should be plugging something here at the end. I feel like I'm forgetting. Oh, I want to say, yeah, there's a new website. It's not new. It's probably been around for a while. Maybe I just didn't stumble. It's called Deppography. And
Okay.
it is very similar to the Johnny Depp Zone. It's kind of a newer, hipper look to it. It does a lot of the same things. Cool ton stuff on there. I was rifling through some stuff on there, looking at old interviews. Some eerie stuff I was reading about him and Tim Burton promoting Willy Wonka, or was it? Could have been Alice in Wonderland, and they were talking about how they met. And I found it eerie because we just went through all the Tracy Jacobs stuff, and they don't bring up Jacobs at all in it. And I found it very suspicious. It was really weird.
Hmm.
She's
Okay.
the reason they met. She doesn't come up once in them to this interview or asking how they met. It's really strange, almost
Yeah.
deliberate.
It could be. He may have been mad at her that day. Who knows? That happened
So
quite
yeah, this
frequently.
Deppography. It's tons of archives and similar to the Depp Zone, which has been around much longer, I believe. And then Vicky was she owned the original Johnny Depp fan. I wish that was still around, but it's gone. I guess I can't find it. But that's another one to look at. So I want to thank them for looking at some. I'm sure we'll use them someday, but
Mhm.
that's about it. I
Oh
know
yeah, and
there's other things.
since we used his stuff today, thank you, Incredibly Average. Go visit his channel.
Yes, absolutely. Go to Incredibly Average and devour his.
OG works
How
of,
many years did he do it? Was it 2 years?
I don't know, maybe not a long time, but he got a lot of stuff in. He
And
broke a
tell
lot
him
of
how much he
news too.
sounds like. Tell him how much he sounds like Brad Pitt. I want you to write that in his comments.
All right.
No, I mean that. I really do. I really want people to tell him.
Okay.
You know what? You sound a lot like Brad Pitt, co-star of Helena Bonham Carter in Fight Club.
Maybe it is, and he took time off to wrap up that divorce with Angelina Jolie. Who knows? All right. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sarah. Good job.
All
Once
right.
again.
You
See
too.
you next time.
You're the greatest thing ever, and everybody have a good night.
Agreed.